I think that's just a sign that Astro Boys has just pushed really hard on his tyres, and he's just starting to slide a little bit already. And we're only on the lap 3, but could he have cooked his tyres already?
Oh, 100%. This is what I'm saying. The softs disintegrate so much. I mean, I tried to say earlier, but just how bad it is, and now you're visibly seeing it. Astro Boys is having a nightmare of a race. On paper, he should be flying. On these softs, he should be the fastest driver on track by miles, and he's just not. He's struggling. That was before DRS. Now, everyone behind him has DRS. He'll have it as well, but he has a lot less slipstream to work with.
Yeah, he's going to... Oh, it's going to be close between him and Eniton. I think Eniton might take him here. Astro goes defensive. Eniton just going to slide around the outside then. Astro Boys is still trying to hold on. Eniton's gone really deep into the corner. Astro Boys is going to take that back off him. Eniton's going to be on the inside though for the last corner. And he backs off, just lets Astro Boys through. Astro Boys misses the apex. Eniton gets the drive off the corner that he's after. And Astro Boys still somehow has DRS, but he's about to lose 2 places here to both McLarens. This could end in tears. It's not
really
quite.
Astro Boys is doing well to defend at the minute with that Nickton still trying to go around the outside. Copies on the inside of this battle as well. It's not going to quite work out for him as that Nickton has managed to just slot back in exactly where he is. These two McLarens are so eager to get past this Red Bull. Astro Boys is not doing a bad job of defending it, but he's also not doing a very good job of keeping up with the car in front. Zer's only just slightly ahead, but you can see how hard Astro Boys is fighting that car to just keep himself pointing in the right direction. Give it 2 or 3 more laps of this, and I think Astro Boys may have to take a very early pit stop.
Well, the saving grace for him is that the 3 guys at the back have also pitted, so he'll come out in P10, assuming he doesn't have any incidents. So, good news for them on that front. So he could still be getting some points here today after the incidents at turn 11 on the first lap with Rick and I7 and 6 other drivers.
This now is the most crucial part here for Nickton and Astro Boys. Copy's a little bit too far back now. Oh, he's run really wide there. Now he's going to be in trouble as Renner is going to be behind. Lemon, sorry, is going to be right behind him. Nickton is going to be slipstreaming right down the back straight here, and Astro Boys is going to be a sitting duck. He's going to have to filter in behind. Not really an opportunity for him to go for a dive down the inside, but it does have an opportunity to keep the gap pretty marginal between the two of them. Come back at him as we get onto the home straight with the new DRS, which Nickton won't have any of.
Yeah, Astro Boys will have a chance to stay ahead of Copy. Copy is going to have better slipstream than Astro Boys, but Astro Boys does have that DRS to keep himself ahead of Copy, so good news for him. Yep, further back, Lemon's closing in on this, and so is Brownie. Brownie's now just got into the 1 second window. He's on the hards, don't forget, and he's definitely going for softs. I can tell you that. I've not heard from him. There's just one thing, other than the fact he's on hard tyres, that tells me he's going softs.
Copy's going for a lunge on Astro Boys. Big dive down the inside. He's managed to get through. There's a little bit of contact, but it was wheel to wheel. Nothing more than that, and Copy's now up to P5. So Astro Boys started the race P1, loses 5 places down there in P6. Immediately has Lemon on the back of him already. Does have slipstreams again and DRS again from Copy when we get back into the next home straight. But it's all about the exit of that corner. And I think Astro Boys is in trouble. I give it 2 more laps and he's in.
I think he'll be coming in the end of next lap. So this bit and 1. But yeah. Quickly back to Brownie. The one thing that is giving it away that he's going on to softs is that little yellow icon in the bottom right hand corner of his screen. The fuel warning light. It means he's under fuel, which means he's going to have less wear on these tyres. And it's going to allow him to do crazy ass strategies that he's going to go for. Astro Boys holding off Lemon as expected. What we're having slipstream and DRS. Lead out front, those 2.5 seconds for Hypers. That's getting quite sizable already.
6 laps in already, 2.5 seconds. Hypers really showing his dominance right now, and the 2 Alfa Romeos have been separated by 2 seconds as well. So it's not like they're sort of like just making mistakes. They are driving pretty hard. They're just not able to capitalize on it. I think Zerd got stuck behind Astro Boys a little bit longer than he necessarily wanted to be, and that's why that gap has built up to where it is. It's slowly sort of teetering down a little bit in favor of Zerd, but as it stands, I don't think that's going to be changing, at least for the next few laps. And ultimately, I think if they're going to double stack, which they have the opportunity to do, I think that 2 seconds there might be what they need to do in order to get it to kick off, as Lemon is closing in on Astro Boys.
Yeah, I think the double stacking gap is about 5 seconds. in this game. Oh, I thought he was going for it there. That was a switch and a half. I think he's just trying to put Astro Boys off at this point. Astro Boys' green pit window light is on, which means he is in the pit window. It doesn't mean he's coming in this lap. It could mean he comes in 5 laps. It means he could come in this lap. It varies. Just means that his strategy-wise says he's coming in the next lap or so.
I think he's told his Jeff, or his Jeff has suggested a new strategy. I'm pretty sure that's what's happened here, is Lemon is now trying to fight alongside Astro Boys. Astro Boys tried to just force him back over to the inside. Lemon is going to repay the favour. There's a bit of a lock-up there between the two. There was definitely contact there. It's nothing more than Astro Boys, I think, in that respect. Lemon did, come back across him, but he had absolutely every right to. He's, in front still. It's not like he made anything more than just that one mistake. Astro Boys is staying out. I think he's going to be coming in at the end of this lap, which would make the only prediction I've made so far correct. Brownie, though, on the back of him.
Yeah, that would be me wrong then, wasn't it? I thought he was coming in this lap, didn't I?
Yeah.
Oh, he's trying to squeeze a little bit of contact.
So tight. That's so tight between the two of them there. I thought that was going to be a little bit more than that. I thought it was going to be a pit maneuver between the two of them, but it just shows how fast those softs have fallen apart. With the hards of Brownie being right here along the side of him. Now it's going to be a tight one coming through. The out wheel to wheel is going to be Astro Boys just a bit off the track. But Brownie makes very quick work of Astro Boys where a lot of the other drivers couldn't do it.
Yeah, Brownie gave him plenty of space on the outside. He knew that he didn't really need to fight Astro Boys. He could just wait a corner or two and take him quite easily. So it was sort of a gentleman manoeuvre, shall we say. He didn't need to push him. He just took his time. There was no struggle to pass him, in all fairness. Nothing against Astro Boys, but his tyres are shot. And the only real gap is now Copy and Enturn.
Yeah, I mean, they're not really... Honestly, I think these two would be very much talking to each other and saying, look, stay in my slipstream, I'll try and pull you up towards a Zerd, and we'll try and do something about it. Oh,
not
big
if you do that, you won't.
Copy that will not help you at all. I think he's now going to be... Yep, there you go. He's now outside the 1 second window. So everything that Nick Turn just tried to do there for Copy has now just been falling apart. He's not able to help bring his teammate back into this. And Nick Turn is doing enough to keep himself just in eyesight of
Astros
Zerd.
is staying out. Is he going soft to hard?
He is. He's making a mistake.
Oh.
At this point, when you look his back end, look how hard he's fighting that back end. His back end stepped out so hard, trying to just get as much grip as possible. No, he's making an already bad situation even worse. What you need to do in this situation is just acknowledge, okay, look, I made a mistake. I made the wrong decision here. Stop trying to commit to it. Pit, get on the mediums, push them as far as you can. And who knows, you might be able to push the mediums pretty far and go into another set of softs if you really want to try and make your strategy absolutely work. Even then, I think that's a mistake, because you're not necessarily going to be able to gain too much when you switch back to the softs, as you've seen at the start of this race. You just go soft, mediums, mediums, get it over with, do your two-stop it. You should still end up in the points if you do it right. But right now, what he's doing is going to kill him.
I think from now on, he can come in, put hards on and get to the end of the race. I think they will do those 20 laps. 19 by the time he gets there. As long as he doesn't overdrive, sorry to use your favourite expression, he should be able to manage those tyres to the end. He'll come out with a bit of space, I suspect.
He's gone. He's gone. Big mistake on the exit. He's still alive, but he made a big mistake on the exit there of turn 13. And this is absolutely going to be him coming into the pits now. There was no puncture, it was purely, he just got a little bit heavy, and there's no grip in the rears, and he lost it. You could see the immediate sort of response that he was going to have more mistakes as he comes, when he's going through turn 1. You could see how hard he was going to be struggling with the rears, and you can see even there, just on the acceleration, his just back end is twitching non-stop. And yet finally we see him coming into the pits. This is a sad story.
Well, he'll come out in air. That's the only thing going for him at this point. He'll come out between Rick and Bird, but with a lot of Rick's DC'd as well, don't forget. So he will be the last man, but he'll have so much air, he can just take his time on these tyres. He'll get these tyres to the end. How they'll be at the end, I don't know. We'll find out. But he's pretty much guaranteed points unless he crashes. He just needs to finish the race.
He is. And It's a shame. It's a real shame because he had everything. He had the drive, he had the pace, he was lacking confidence in himself, which is why he went for that crazy strategy in the first place. It doesn't work. Now, the only other thing I want to keep an eye out, because realistically, Astro Boys is battling with Brownie, if you think about it. As Brownie is also going to be, from what we know of Brownie, we don't have 100% confirmation he's definitely going to do this, but we can pretty much guarantee you he's going to do it. He's going to go hards to softs. Brownie will be in a better scenario than Astro Boys, as the softs will be better favoured when Brownie does have less fuel in the car. But again, they're going to fall apart too quickly. He will be able to extend to about 7 or 8 laps, and Brownie will do that, but his pace will be so slow in comparison. And I think when Astro Boys does realise what he can do, he might get in that place in Brownie. Overall, it's just going to stay the same. Someone who has caught up, though, is Coffee. Look at that.
I was actually going to talk about Zerd. 1.1 off the back of Martin G, who's falling back from hypers. These medium tyres are starting to go a little bit funny, and Zerd's obviously got a bit more life left in them. I don't think Astros is really fighting Brownie. You would have been if Astros hadn't had the spin. I reckon they could have been close, but I think Astros has just ruined any chance he had with that spin. He lost, I think it was something like 12 seconds.
Yeah.
So it really, really hurt him. But
now,
Zerd is actually going to get DRS on Martin G here, I think.
I think is he just outside of it?
He's
Yeah,
just outside.
Just outside of it. He will get the slipstream though, so he should easily bring it together as we come down towards the home straight. So good, good news for Zerd. He's going to be in a position to be able to attack soon enough. Not this lap, maybe not even next lap, but he'll be able to start lining him up at the end of the next lap, which is ideal, really.
He might go for that undercut. He does realise that end turn is only less than 2 seconds off the back of him, so he had to up the pace a little bit just to keep away from end turn. But 1.2 isn't the biggest gap. Mind you, I think should be a little bit concerned that he's dropping back off hypers. 5 seconds back now after only 11 laps, well 10 laps finished. So mind you, he needs to up the pace, because at the moment he's affecting Zerd's race a little bit by just giving some dirty air.
Well, yeah, you say that. Zerd had the opportunity to not do what he's doing. He was sitting about 2 seconds away from Martin G. Obviously, he wanted to close up and try and do something about it. And if he was racing someone else on the track, then you would say that he's doing well, he's catching up, and everything. Now Martin G is in trouble. It's only because it's the teammates that you think, he's holding back, he's hindering him, or whatever. No, I wouldn't even say that in the slightest. I actually think Martin G is doing a much better job overall of conserving his tyres. If you keep an eye on these lines throughout the track, he's actually doing a pretty solid job of tyre management. It isn't working too well though in his race pace, although he's only marginally slower than Zerd. And now he's unlocked Zerd. I believe now Zerd has got DRS as we come towards it. Does he?
No.
No.
But Zerd is now in his pit window. He's got the green icon, the green spanner, which means he could be coming in shortly. Again, as I said earlier, it doesn't mean he's definitely coming in this lap or the next few laps. With Astro Boys, that turned off, then he came in. It's just when they've set it up on the screens as Martin G comes in. Now Zerd needs to go for the overcut.
Oh, and Nick turns in as well. So this is interesting now. And Nick turns trying to do the undercut on Zerd. Martin G is trying to protect himself by pitting earlier than Zerd. So imagine Zerd will be coming in. This lap thing to keep an eye out on is the ERS levels for Zerd. Is he going to commit by going for a mode 3 throughout the majority of the track? Looking at it right now, he's 44% and he's on the mode 0. Oh, he's gone for a mode 5. Yeah, he's committed.
Yeah, he's pushing it. He knows that any turn is in a... Yeah, he knows that any turn is in a great place to undercut, but at the same time, if he gets a great lap here, he could get past Martin G. The overlap doesn't really work too well. Or the overcut, sorry. The undercut is so strong. But it's not the strongest when you go onto hard tyres, because they're just so cold. You might just struggle. You might just lose the back end here, there and everywhere. So yeah, we'll see. Zerd, I suspect, will be coming in this lap. He might go for another one. Astro Boys, sorry, not Astros, Hypers is 6.4 seconds ahead of Zerd. That's a small lead.
He is loving life out there at the minute. He is just cruising. And by cruising, I mean he's flying. He's
I think he's
absolutely
bored.
giving it everything. And honestly, it must feel like he's just doing time trial at the minute. A slow version of time trial, but time trial nonetheless. And it's working out perfectly for him. I don't think we're going to be seeing him. Oh, here he is coming into the pits. So where is he going to come out in? He's obviously going to come out still ahead of Martin G because the gap was just way too big. Unless his in-lap was so slow.
Zerd's also in. And Copy's in. So let's see. Brownie will take the race lead for now. Where is Martin G? Martin G's just come around the hairpin. And Zerd hasn't even got to his box yet. Hypers is coming out, strangely enough, well in the lead.
Martin G's actually going to resume the position again. I think he's actually extended the gap as well. Looking at it, where's Zerd? There he is. Is that Nick?
Where's Edison? He's right behind him.
It's a bit too far back, but it is closer than we thought earlier. 1.2 seconds. Zerd is only just over a second behind Martin G. So Zerd's in-lap was pretty quick, let's be honest. You know, he managed to secure, you know, if you can go break even, that's still a great in-lap. He's doing well. He's not yet in the DRS range of his teammate, but if he carries on driving with the pace he did earlier, I think he'll easily be there. So over the end of the next lap.
Yeah, it's gained about half a second on Zerd, and Martin G lost. Oh no, Martin G gained about 2/10 on Hypers. Zerd is pretty much where he was in relation to Martin G before, so Enton has just put in a beastly outlap and closed up.
You know who didn't do a great lap?
Yeah, he's 3 seconds off.
He was a second off. He was just over a second off, but he was a second off of at Nickton, and now he's 3 seconds off. So something went seriously wrong on his in lap. Obviously, he's only just pitted this lap, so it's no surprise that we're in this opposition. However, Zerd is now in DRS of his teammate, is already bringing that gap very close. Holy, the pace he was closing up there onto Martin G was really quick. It's like Martin G just breaks a little bit too early or something, and Zerd's able to capitalize on that. But now, here we go, up on the home straight. This will not be an attack, but this will be him bringing it even closer as Martin G sets the fastest lap.
I'm going to do something that you love to do, and commentator's curse. We've not seen any penalties yet for corner cutting.
Oh, well, we saw one for Rayner, but he'd already left after he'd done that.
So we saw one for the pit lane, which I think was Rayner, wasn't it? Or was that Ray?
The pit lane was Ray.
Well, we've still not seen any.
Seen any of them.
I've not seen. I didn't even see Rayner's one. I think that was when the crashes were happening.
Apparently, Lemon's got one as well for corner cutting. He's got 5 seconds.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's a biggie.
It is a biggie. I'm not sure where he got it though. He must have got it so like the hairpin, or not the hairpin as in at the end of the really long back straight, but the long right-hander, the big snaily corner. But look at the gap actually that Zerd has now got on Martin G. We said earlier on the home straight that he's going to be using that DRS to bring himself closer and start sizing Martin G up. Martin G is not one to be too conservative with his ERS. He's currently 43% and he's going to start to move it up around, there you go, right immediately. Zerd now though already in a position. It's a bit too much of a stretch for me on this one. I don't think he's going to attack it on here. No. But when it comes to the home straight, he might be able to, just because of how much time they'll close up here, but also he can break so much later than Martin G. He's just able to close that up. I think, what's that, 4/10 now?
He's not breaking that much early. I think it's because Martin G's just going so slow through that corner, it looks like he's closing right up. And Brownie's not going hard to the softs, he's going hard to the mediums. He's coming really early for going on to mediums.
13 laps on the medium is what he's going to need to do. Martin G's made a mistake here, going through turn 1, just ran a bit wide. That's actually brought Zerd right up into this now. He's actually run wide again on the exit of turn 2. I'm not sure why Zerd didn't look for an opportunity down the inside, but he didn't, and it's currently going to stay like it is right now. Martin G still P2, Zerd P3, but the gap is a lot closer than it has been for a little while, and Nickton is really starting to fall away a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to see a multi-23 Seb. Are we going to see some of that, you reckon?
No way. Not between these two. These two are very clean, very consistent drivers, and they're good friends. I'd be very surprised if they don't have a little bit of friendly racing. I think it will be a friendship turned sour if there is a bit of a mistake, as you can see further downfield. Brownie is on the back of Gresstu now. Grestu's making mistakes, going through the S's. This is going to be Brownie looking for an inside line here. It's going to be a tight one, but he's managed to get through Is that going to be a mistake? He's done it a bit right before the area where the DRS detection zone is. Gressy's already on the back of him, and now with the fact that the gap is just over 2/10, Brownie is not going to have any big contact. Lemon just pushed him.
Was that what I thought it? That's what I thought it looked like. But I didn't see it. I just saw Greasy lose the back end. Then realised Lemon was there. Did you see Lemon punt him?
Lemon in trouble. So there was contact definitely between Lemon and Aggressive. I was on board with Aggressive at the time, and then I quickly flicked to Lemon, thinking, well, surely Aggressive's been pushed here because there's no other way that his car could rotate like that. And it was Lemon just pushing him out of the way. I don't think Lemon's got damage as a result of it because the contact was so slow. But well, that was very naughty.
I guess that's one way to get past another driver, isn't it? Just to push him out of the way.
Yeah.
Let's have a look quickly up front though. Zerd 0.3 off the back of Martin G. Lemon is close to Brownie, but Brownie will just put the hammer down in a moment and go. He is on those mediums. Lemon is on relatively fresh hards, but Brownie's just going to have to have more grip. And we'll start walking off into the sunset shortly.
My G is having a nightmare right now. I earlier commented on how he was doing such a good job of tyre management. Now he's on the hards, he's struggling. You can see the way he's trying to just use the corners and the back end is stepping out. Watch as he starts to accelerate here to see how well he managed to hold on to it this time. But you can see how much he's struggling throughout. He did it quite well there, but he made a fair bit of mistake earlier on. Here comes Zerd though now, DRS wing wide open. Fully using that slipstream to its maximum now. G's go defensive as we come up to the hairpin. It's going to be a battle for who can break latest. We saw Zerd is doing much better with that as they go around the outside. Zerd is trying to deliver an exceptional move, and so far it's ahead. G's on the outside now, and he's getting squeezed to the edge. He's going to have DRS to attack him back here and lead up to turn one, but that big mistake on the exit means that he lost control and he's going to lose a bit of time, but it's already closing out quite quickly. Here is G going for an inside move. They're going to go side by side again, but no, it's Zerd managing to secure P2. Martin G will move to P3, but what a battle that was.
Yeah, that could have been another one that could have just ended in tears, going side by side round that hairpin. You've just got to hope your, I would say teammate, but it's really opposition at this point, gives you a bit of space, otherwise you're just going to clip their back or clip their front and just spin one of the other cars. It's a great respect from those two to just give each other what they needed. And now Martin G has it all to do. He's really low on ERS. Zerd is just sitting pretty on about 72%. So what's Martin G got left? He's just got to sit there for a few laps, burn Zerd's off and recover your own.
That is exactly it. That is the strategy when you're in this situation, is just fully manage your ERS levels. You don't necessarily need to push really hard to try and capitalize and push and get past Zerd. Because if you're going to do that, as soon as you get past him, you're going to lose it because you're going to have 0 ERS to work with. It is absolutely about breaking Zerd down, using the DRS, using the slipstream, bringing yourself like he is now, mode 3. You should be turning it off round about now, but he's left it on too long. That's kind of these areas. He's just left it on too long, hasn't generated enough ERS now. He's currently sat about 20%. And if you look at Zerd, he's not really lost much at all.
No, Zerd might have just been sitting in 1 or 2 on that straight, knowing Martin G just was nowhere near close enough to catch him up. I'm going to assume these two drivers are in communications with each other. So they could just say, look, don't come at me, bro. This is my position. You just sit there for now. I mean, it's looking like a 2-horse race for second and third, and it turns just a bit far off at the moment. But all it's going to take is Martin G just to make a few little more mistakes. Anyturn might catch up and fancy a shot for third, but I think the top 3 will not change. It might change positions, but it's not going to change who.
No. Something I also keep seeing, if you watch Martin G,
bird.
He seems to accelerate. Oh, okay. That is...
Balls to the wall.
So, yeah, that's insane. So I thought Bird had heard what I'd said earlier, decided not to go for the soft at all because it's too risky, but no, he's decided to go against it. He started on a peculiar situation, went from the hards to the softs, and now it's costing him now. You're going to see, this is going to be a prime example of what Brownie's setup would have been like had he gone for the 1-stop to softs. Let's keep an eye out.
Well, the man that is going hard to the softs is Grezio, actually. He will be going another few laps, I suspect, on those hards. But Bird has also done another stop before this. That's his second stop. Obviously, he picked up some damage on the turn 11 incident on the first lap. That's why he's done a little extra stop more than everyone. But these two alphas are having a little race of their own, and that's not going to cost anything just yet.
No.
But it might cost a shot at P3 later on.
Well, I mean, his teammate Copy is actually right on the back of him. It's only 7/10 between the two of them, and if you take into account the time penalty, that is, and Copy could very easily change that. But Ed Nickton, he's not the kind of guy who would lay down, and just take it. He's easily someone who would put his foot down and really start tearing away. Astro Boy is further downfield. He's in P9, 9 laps in on these hards. He's definitely gonna be able to take him to the end now. It's just, what state will it be in when they come to it? Here we are now, going up towards turn 1, as it's going to be Gracie on the inside. Here comes Astro Boys round the outside, doing a really solid job of somehow keeping the car glued around him, and he's done it. Astro Boys with the cleanest turn 1 overtake I have seen in such a long time. Absolutely incredible scenes there, and he's on 10 lap all hards. It's not like he's on exceptionally incredibly gripped tyres. I mean, yeah, they're much better than Gracie's, but still, that was incredible.
Yeah, Greaser will be coming in probably this lap or next. Put his soft tyres on and see what he can achieve. Obviously, Rick and Ray Ray aren't actually in the race, so as long as they finish the race, they're going to get points based on this. And that's kind of important, because especially if you're going to go onto the softs, you can get that fastest lap, get that extra point as well while you're at it. Be quite nice for some of the lower order to get that extra bonus point. I think Grizu actually had it in the last race, didn't he, from my memory? Even though I wasn't there?
Yeah, I think so.
Have you looked?
I'm just keeping a very firm eye locked on these Alfa Romeos. I want to see their ERS level, and I keep watching Martin G as the motor keeps flicking into and on the exits of the corners. Zerd is still pretty comfortable on the ERS levels. Martin G is doing a good job of maintaining his ERS levels, but that's with the added benefit of slipstream and DRS. He's not currently charging it anywhere near enough to be able to attack properly. He keeps flicking up to mode 3 very quickly. He keeps leaving it in mode 3 too long. And if you watch Zerd will demonstrate to you the difference it can make as Bird sets the fastest lap. I wonder if that's what he was just trying to do.
Well, maybe we'll soon see, won't we? Yeah, 0.7 is the gap between Martin G and Zerd at the moment. Anderson is closing-ish. He's still at 2.8 seconds. I thought he was closing, but he's not. While Hypers could probably do a donut and still have the lead. 8.5 seconds clear of Zerd.
On the exit of the hairpin, just spin the rears, do a full donut, and then take off again and still be sat P1. I mean, 8.7 seconds is a pretty huge gap, to be truthfully honest. I mean, Zerd is, committed, but his eyes are not really focused on Hypers in any way, shape, or form. His eyes are very firmly locked at his teammate behind him, just trying to work out what he can do differently to try and protect himself. As you can see, Martin G is really closing in here. He's not looking for the overtake just yet. Again, though, he's just trying to maintain the ERS levels and break Zerd down. Although, I have to be critical. Martin G is not doing a good enough job to get Zerd. I think Zerd will beat Martin G across the line, purely based on the fact of how Martin G is just not managing his ERS levels at all.
I suspect you're right. I mean, Martin G's recovered about 10% in 3-4 laps now. Zerd, Zerd's lost 20% in those laps. So there is a chance Martin G might just be saving up everything for that last lap hurrah, knowing how good that back straight is, how hard it is to overtake before the line if you get that move done. It could be a last chance hurrah, couldn't it? You just save everything, put it in lean, put it in mode 0 where you can, save up everything so you can put it in rich coming off this corner, put it into mode 4 or 5 and just get after that man in front of you. But you've got to stay with that man in front of you while doing that.
So like now, for example, he needs to turn the ERS off, but he's left it in mode 3 the entirety of the time. He's now finally turned it off, but he already lost a lot of big contact there. I thought it was going to be way more than that. I made it sound like it was horrific, but it was gentle. It was a gentle touch.
It's
It
controlled.
had the opportunity to be disastrous there. Now that Will have played a negative mindset on Martin G, and you can see he's flicking between mode 4 and 3, and he's sort of like starting to get a little bit impatient, starting to make a few more mistakes than normal. He's trying to show Zerd that he has the capabilities of beating him and being with him. And he's doing that, but at the same time, he doesn't realise he's actually making a lot hard for himself. And this is the most ERS we've seen on the Martin G for a little while.
Yeah, Zerd's actually gained a fair bit as well. He's up to 57. Martin G's at 43, so still a sizable gap between these two. It's hovering around the 20% gap. But I think Zerd has this covered. Martin G will throw down everything on the last few laps to try and make the pass, and I think Zerd is just going to have the answer to whatever he gives. Meanwhile, further back, a little battle going on for P9 between Bird and Grizu as they're coming off the first few corners. That's an easy overtake in the end, or is it? Grizu's going to have the inside.
Not over yet. It's still going to be Grizu defending down the inside. Bird's going to try and do the switch back on him. It's going to be pretty good. There was almost contact between the two of them, but Bird is ahead. They are still side by side though. Grizu's got the inside line. He's going to have to play a little bit smarter here. He knows I'm 21 laps in on these hards. And ultimately, he's made a mistake here by not pitting last lap. He should have pit last lap because that's the sort of prime situation for the softs if you're going to go absolutely ham here. And I think that's a big mistake for Chris there.
Yeah, it looks like it. He kind of wants to stay ahead of Bird, just to give him a chance of getting back past him when he comes to it. He's going to run out of laps to make any moves, but Bird will be doing 10 laps on those softs, and that could just cause him a puncture. He'll be running them quite longer than we probably expected him to. So we'll see how he gets on as the Alphas are coming up to lap an abandoned Rick, I believe.
Is that right? I'm not sure. But Martin G's looking good now. This is finally a position where I can say Martin G.
Look how much Zerd's got though. Zerd's on 80%.
No, Zerd's done really well, but it's like they've spoken to each other and said, look, let's both of us say mode 0 and let's make some really exciting final laps. It's going to be like that. But Martin G needs to try and capitalise on this opportunity. He has been able to generate a lot of ERS now. He's in a position where he can get an extremely good exit. He's got it. He's already bringing in Zerd before we even get to a point where he needs to use DRS. He has the opportunity now.
Off really
yeah,
early.
he learned now. He's learned. That is exactly what he needed to do earlier on when he was struggling for the pace, the ERS levels earlier. It's Ray that's ahead of him, and G might be able to take P2 from Zerd.
Yeah, the only difference is there's 30% difference between these two ERSs now. And that is quite sizable. So let's have a look once they come out of turn 4 what percentages they're on. But Zerd's actually banging on the 100 door at the moment. That's how much ERS he has. I don't think they're in communications. I think Zerd is saving everything he can. Because he's at 100% mode 0. Martin G's at 57%. And actually had to flick it up to mode 2 for a little bit there. I think Zerd has this covered now.
Yeah, it's either they're communicating and saying to each other, let's just manage our ERS levels for now. We don't need to worry about anything else. Just get to the end of this race. Let's have some fun. Or Zerd has been reading Martin G for a few laps, understanding where he struggles the most, capitalising on that, and not really needing to use the ERS. But he just sat in mode 0 throughout the entirety of that whole area there, which tells me that Zerd is not reading the situation. They are in communication. We'll see.
DRS
right, here we go. Martin G, mode 5, looking for the overtake on Zerd. Zerd still
Zerd's
mode
in 0.
Has tons of ERS to use. Does have DRS, but look at how much now Martin G. He's backed off. He's not attacking. They are in communication. I can confirm they are in communication.
Can you officially confirm, or do you suspect they are?
No, I know.
Oh,
You don't do that unless you're talking.
Unless you realise there's only a few laps left, you better sit behind him and wait for the last lap.
No. with the amount of ERS that Martin G had, if they're not talking, Martin G would feel pretty confident. Because it should be of the mindset, well, I'm right here on the back of Zed. Zed must be feeling the pressure. Zed must be using ERS, which we know is not the case. But as a driver on the track, you have no idea what ERS levels your teammate is using unless you're talking. And that means that, you know, he could have easily just blitzed past Zed and then just started to pull away. But no, he decided to sit behind, and that tells me that they are going to. I think they're going to finish the race like this, and I think they're going to choose to do that.
Yeah, I kind of think you're right. It's a bit boring, but considering Zerd went that entire back straight in mode 0 while Master G was DRS and on his arse, just sort of says that he had no worries. If Master G wanted to come past, he would have. If Zerd didn't want him to come past, he would have flicked it into mode 3 or 4. Let's have a look here. Zerd now is starting to deploy some. Maybe, because Master G is so far away now.
I think they've said, right, let's race. I think they've said, let's race now. Because Zerd turned it up, Martin G turned it up, he says, I can't take you here, so I'm going to just put it in conservative mode. I think now we're going to be seeing some racing action. As you can look how close Martin G is to the back of Zerd. Last time we saw that earlier, he didn't try. He's already in mode 5. As we come around the final corner, Zerd in trouble now with the DRS being wide open as of this. Here is going to be mode 4. Yes, he's going for it. Finally, we're going to see some action. If Martin G backs out, I'm going to be very disappointed, but he's not. He's going down for the inside in towards turn 1. Zerd's going to be trying to defend him round the outside. This is not the area you want to try and defend unless you could stay alongside the entirety of it. Martin G has got nose ahead, but Zerd is going to have the inside line again through the left-hander. And now it's going to be Martin G gets squeezed all the way to the outside. Almost gets on the grass. Zerd holds on. What a scrap. We might see more of that as we come through the remainder of the track.
Taking it easy, are they? Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Well, they were earlier. It was very visible, and now they're not.
I'm going to put my attention back to 5th and 6th. The man I predicted to have a good result is looking like he could have a good result. He's closing up onto the back of Brownie. He's on mediums, but they are probably going to be feeling like the guys in front tards. Rather worn by this point. I think actually Bird has done another pit stop as well. Interesting.
I think Bird's going for our fastest lap.
Yeah, I think that's
if you P9, you know, you come out. You had a free pit stop anyway. The rest of you had to pit and went far behind. So Bird was feeling pretty cozy. Could easily go for another fastest lap. Don't blame him for trying at all. But yeah, nothing more than that. Here is Brownie. There is a battle going on further up. Mind G is closing in. Actually quite quickly onto the back of Zerd, but that's not going to change just yet. Let's go back to Brownie as he's just going to slingshot past Copy, knowing he has DRS. Copy's not really trying to get anything more than that. No inside line. Brownie's round wide. Here comes Copy back through again, and he's done it. Copy manages to recover the position, but Brownie's actually still alongside of him. Brownie's going to have the inside through the final corner. Copy has to back out and let it through. And there's a change of position for B2 and 3. 2 and 3 as Zerd is scrapping with Martin G. He's on the inside again. Martin G can't do what Zerd did. Because, there's a bit of nudging. Is that damage? I didn't see any wing fly off. I don't think it is. They're still good. They're still pushing. And it's still scrapping further on for P5 and 6.
I was watching that. He's just going down the inside into 5. 6, sorry, a little bit of contact, didn't go for it. Zerd comes across defensive. I think Master G's going to sit here for now until we get back onto the home straight. What about Copy and Brownie? Brownie is through. Is he going to make this one last, though? It's still starting to kick off. We've got this and another lap to go. And people have just said, right, racing time.
Yep, the F1 gods are gracing us with some very, very sweet F1 wheel-to-wheel action. And we're about to get exactly that and more. As we can see, Zerd is lining himself up for a good exit coming out of the long right-hander. Bird sets the fastest lap time there with a 1:33.064. So it's looking like he's going to get 3 points at the end of this race if he can hold it. Zerd knows, I have to hold the inside. Runs a bit too close to the inside, gets on the grass. That's going to slow him just enough now for Martin G to get the slingshot and bullet on past him. Here he is now trying to keep this line protected. A little bit of move in there under braking, but nothing too tragic. Didn't actually affect Zerd at all, but Martin G is ahead. He's now up into P2 and it's down to Zerd as we are on the final lap. As Hypers cross the line first, it's Martin G who's now got to really hold everything together. Cannot afford to make a mistake, and Zerd is going to punish him if the second that he does.
Was this a lap too early? Or did he just go, look, I have to take this opportunity now, I might not get it again. He might lose it next time around. He's on red with very low ERS. Zerd hasn't even got red fuel and has 46% ERS. I think this is Zerd's. But
I mean,
it's
those
those
could come mode 0 from this moment forward.
yeah.
Right up until the DRS line. And he should be in mode 0 right now. Just holding Zed back. Zed knows this is a very difficult area to do an overtake in because of how much you need to be on it from an aerodynamics side of thing. So, you know,
it's these 3 corners. These will make or break it. One mistake here from either of these two and they could lose it. Little lockout there from Zerd. Master G sliding. Zerd has... Ooh. Thought Zerd was going to have him there. Oh, you're right. Well, that's on the final lap.
It's very minor, but it might affect when it comes into the braking zone at the end of this straight. Here is Martin G trying to protect him, trying to shake the slipstream. Nothing more is going to come out of this now. It's going to be all down to Zerd to make sure that the braking zone is as clean as possible. Martin G is going to go around the outside. This is going to be so tense. It's going to be so tight. As you can see, Zerd puts Martin G right off onto the curb. Zerd will cross the line and finish second as Hypers has come across first. Very well done there.
So bus for 5th and 6th. Copy got past Brownie on that back straight. Brownie's back ahead. Coming into the final corner. Brownie has it. Is Copy going to have a little chance at him? No, he's not. Brownie takes it back off him in the braking zone. Great drive from those two on the final lap as well. And action stations all around there for the last few laps. Brilliant.
It was beautiful. Yeah, it was really... I mean, we had a little bit of a stagnant period, but then it was really spiced up. The rain came in. Didn't really force the drivers to do anything more than just carry on driving, but it really started to give us a lot of enticing action throughout when we saw Zerd and Martin G going toe-to-toe for the final few laps, and then Brownie and Copy just added that little cherry to the top of the cake, and it made it extra sweet, extra special. And now we're just waiting for the final 2 cars to come across the line. Bird, who has got the fastest lap overall with a 1:33.064, only driver actually to get into the 1:33s.
It's not over yet. Bird won't be going faster. And he's doing a donut.
Oh,
he might lose a place here if he's not careful.
Can you imagine if he broke his wheel there?
Or gets black flagged.
Oh, he saw him coming on the radar. No. They're running away. Aggressive crossing line in style. But yeah, Bird takes 9th place, gets the fastest lap as well. So will take an extra point to go with it. And Aggressive, he's going to feel a little bit cheated after that incident earlier with Lemon. He was in a good place, starting to really commit and show his pace. And then it was all snatched away from him in one swift move.
Well, what's done is done. I noticed we didn't actually do race predictions there, but I think those top 3 would have been the 3 we put there. Maybe not in that order, though.
No. I mean, I would have said Martin G in front of Zerd, and I think it came down to the small mechanics of the driver, of being able to manage your ERS levels quite considerably, and Martin G just couldn't do it as good as Zerd did. I think the pace levels, they were pretty much the same overall, nothing further to sort of talk about on that respect, but when it comes down to those just minor changes, it does make a world of difference, and it did make a world of difference, and Zerd crosses the line in P2. So here is the race rundown as Hypers wins the race 3 times in a row now, so he's already up to a very solid 75 points. Zerd crosses the line and takes 2nd. Martin G will finish off the podium spot in nice 3rd place, and Nick then takes 4th with a 3-second time penalty, no positions lost or gained as a result. Brownie takes 5th with Copy in 6th, Lemon takes 7th, Astro Boys takes 8th with Bird taking 9th and the fastest lap. Gressu rounds out the top 10, and then the only other drivers that are actually still on track, although not really them, was Rick and Ray Ray, who both left, and then we had Rayner, Return and I7. They were the DNFers of this Grand Prix. So that is it from us here in the World Championship Racing League. It's been an absolute pleasure to commentate for you. I'm Ben Ragnar McConnell, and joining me has been Jamie Amkasa Elder. Thank you so much, dude. It's an absolute pleasure, as always, to commentate with you. But we'll see you guys next week when we're back for Baku. And that is going to be an exciting race.
How much?
Yeah. Alright, I'm going to try and swap back.
Cool.
But last 2 times I've done this, it didn't crash. I can't see the statistics. Why have they done this? This is so
What are you
backwards.
mumbling on about?
They made it. No, right. Okay. I'm gonna try and change to the normal scenes. Please
I think
don't
it's
kill
just
me
you.
yet. Go.
Rip. No.
Still
Ginger.
alive? Still
Yeah.
alive, yeah. How you doing, guys and girls? Are you all good? Dara stuck open and right until last straight. Cody's please. Oh man, that was heartbreaking then. Good job to do that. TLF Flocks, how you doing, man? Welcome back. It's good to see you. Also, a big thank you for the 400 bits, mate. I really appreciate that. You are a lad. My leg.
Right.
Copy says GG, guys. Sad face. Yeah, GG, dude. You should be happy. You did good, man. Ooh. What's the weekly event? Is it in?
I don't know. I'm just setting things up for SRL.
Oh, it's one of them ones. After starting from the pit lane in blah blah blah, finish. Yeah, I'm good. I don't have any interest in doing those ones where you're not like racing with other people. They're just all right, chat. Let's do some racing. It is absolutely. Get another drink. I'll do that.
Beer. Reggie, rate my performance. Ray, you did a solid job of getting taken out by Rick. Just like several other drivers did. From what I've seen, Raggy was on board with Rick. I was on board with someone else that just saw Rick fly right across the front of his nose into the side of I-7. It's beautiful. I'd highly recommend going to find that. I'm on the wrong screen. Back that one. It was fun to watch. I don't know what happened with Rick. I did see a bit of lag a few seconds before it on a couple of corners before, down at corner 9 and 10. So I don't know if that was a desync, and then as a result, he then drove into the side of someone. But I don't know.
All right, guys and girls, I'm back. How we doing,
Guys and
ladies?
girls, we're doing good.
Raggy, rate my performance. Awful, mate.
He did well until he was taken out by Rick. That's what I said.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, he could have carried on driving, right?
Could have,
and he
yeah.
would have gained a good. He would have gained a couple of places easily.
How does my mic sound, by the way? Is that any
Sexy.
better?
How
Sexy.
does my mic sound?
Shit. Yours is always crackly during when you're commentating.
Oh, maybe for you.
No, it's for everyone. Everyone that ever comes into a channel with you says you're really staticky. Just
I think
little
it's
bit here and there. I think it is as well. I'm taking my pop filter off. Because I've got a sock on it now. Well, not an actual sock, but a similar thing to what you've got.
Use me.
It's not a crunchy sock, don't worry.
Yeah, mic crackled so much during our session. It's fine on session. Is fine on stream. Interesting. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's fine on stream. I think it's just Discord really doesn't like you. And why does it say 21.4 in your top left corner?
Is it still there?
Yeah! What have you done?
Alright, brother. There you go, I got rid of it.
Well done.
Thanks.
Have you got an open up again? Can
I'm
I come
seven.
crash?
I'm about to 7 that. Yeah, you should.
I just want to crash.
Is it... I don't know why it's crackling. That makes sense.
Oh, if you listen to it on my stream, you'll hear what I hear. And when you're talking... Short bits is okay, but when you're talking a lot, especially at the start of the race, I was trying not to smash my headset. It's that irritating to me.
Ah, my bad, dude. Is that better now or no?
I was fiddling with the bits and that wasn't affecting it.
I've just changed mine. Is mine better now?
Nope. I can still hear it.
Right. Okay. I don't understand. I could just do this.
It's a Discord thing. It doesn't happen
That one.
on stream.
There you go. Is that any better?
Oh, you sound completely different.
Is it better, different, or not?
There's no crackly there. It's just a little bit quieter.
That's probably the echo cancellation that I turned on. Alright. What about now?
Sounds right at the moment.
Alright. I'll leave it like that for now. Raggy and other RNL casters for F1 officials, commentators 2020, who's with me? Ambient Mike, I appreciate that, man. It would be
Raggy
pretty
doesn't
cool
commentate
if
that
we could
much.
use something like that.
Amkasa open lobby says further camp. Okay, I'll do some open lobbies.
Are you
Fine.
gonna host it? No, you're not hosting it. Fuck that. No.
Why,
You'll
you
end up
worried?
doing fucking short tracks or some shit.
You're worried that I'll do rain at Monaco, aren't you?
The rain at Monaco doesn't bother me. Short tracks fucking bothers me.
Why?
Because they're awful.
They're short. They're quick.
But they're awful.
You're awful.
Wow.
Well, actually, that's true. I'm
Actually.
right. I haven't got long to do many races. I've got to do obvious stuff. Where are you?
Kind of stuff.
Kind of stuff.
Do you not hear the clapping? No.
I heard clapping.
I've got into the alpha for once. Can we get dynamic weather today, Kappa? Are you crazy?
Tripping shit, bruv.
Callum Teasdale, thank you for the follow, mate. I really appreciate that. Nolt as well, thank you for the follow, dude. I hope you guys are good. Sharp Britain is legendary. Sharp Britain makes me feel sick.
Hey, Raggy.
Yep. Do it.
Guess
Do
what?
It to me. Do it to me.
I'll get my finger in first. There we go. Got my finger in. You ready?
I'm ready.
But hang on. I don't know how this is going to sound.
Oh.
It's not sounding very good.
Was there meant to be a sound?
I'm pouring it into a glass.
Oh, I can't hear it. I have one to open. This is a small can of Coke. Are you ready?
Pansy.
That's pretty
Ooh,
shit.
that was a good bang,
It's kind of
actually.
warm.
I had a nice bang, but a soft
Very good bang. I love a good bang.
crack. Good bang, soft crack.
Okay, well.
What?
I just wanted
the can.
God damn it! Cans are the most annoying things when they're empty.
Because they're not actually empty, and when you throw it, a little bit of fluid comes out everywhere, yeah?
That's when you go, look, it's empty, and you tip upside down, and a little bit of dregs come out, and you're like, ah.
Fuck off!
Right, let's get some peeps in here. Let's do some. Let's get some lollies flowing.
Yeah, I've only got time for a couple. Back to China I go.
Couple of cans. What are you coming to for next?
Have a guess.
Oh, SRL, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't race in that, really, shouldn't
You can't race it. Oh, yeah, you probably could. There's such a mixturous pace.
I? Do you reckon they'd let me race if I asked?
Well, yeah, you might as well.
What track is it? China?
Yeah, wait till next week, Rebecca.
Looks like a good picture. Shall I ask him?
He's not actually there today. You could probably just turn up and I'll just invite you.
I'll message Hazard. He'll let me race, right?
Yeah. Sure.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I bloody didn't.
Who's
Zed,
talking to?
you're too slow. You need to pull your finger out, mate. You were in a position where you could just run off after hypers, but your quali pace was lacking, and for whatever reason you decide, okay, I'm good. For whatever reason you decided you just couldn't be asked like partway through. Oh. Couldn't get out of DRS. Oh, you easily did. You were breaking his DRS a little easy.
You're about
If
30%
you'd
at one point.
carried on doing what you were doing, you would have lost it easy.
Let's go race.
Oh, I just realised I didn't even close all my other stuff.
Call yourself
Alright.
a streamer.
You're right, Tubbs.
Rough.
How you feeling?
What have you been eating today, Tobes? Buck! What's your favourite musician? Buck! Let's go, baby.
I tried it a few times. Hold on, let me message Hazard. Do you need the slow one on the race? There you go, said that. Alright, what track are we doing first?
Don't know. Anything that doesn't have
Britain,
walls too
there you go.
close. Oh, shit.
Britain,
Well, after-
then we'll do Australia, and then we'll do Japan. Fuck yeah. Ready, boys, let's go.
Oh, it's Hazard is the host for this lobby, so...
That's why I asked him if he did slow.
Didn't realise you saw it.
Yeah. I'm still in the Discord, I still get the notifications. 'Cause I'm still in the EU PS.
For now.
EU. Yeah. Isn't SRL China? It is indeed. Dynamic weather or riot? No, not for the 5 lappers.
Do
For
it.
the 25% is,
Do
yeah,
it.
definitely, but for
Do
the
it.
5 lappers, no.
Do it.
No, get
Do
it
it.
right.
Do it.
Get it right. I love you, daddy. I love you, daddy. Get it right. Get it right. Daddy. I can only apologize for anything. Yeah, okay, well, that's okay. Stop it.
Hello, Rocky. How are you?
Creeped out. You. There's a VTEC. Do you reckon that's VTEC's in racing?
There's a Ralph Heineken as Hakkinen as well.
Marky Mark. How you doing, Marky Mark? You all good, mate? Good to see you. Hope you are well.
Rocky's doing pretty damn good.
Yeah, alright, you? I'm alright, man. Just a little bit creeped out by this weirdo in my Discord.
What's up, Marky Mark?
Okay, bit weird. Stop it. I ain't getting any sleep tonight. So yeah.
Tough
I
shit,
have
baby.
an issue whenever I talk to Amkasa. It feels sad, man.
I don't even know how I do it. I can't explain it to you.
Terribly, I sound.
Right, invalidate. Come on, invalidate, 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 invalidate. There we go. Hello, Walt, my old friend. Have you put reduced damage on?
Nope.
Then how am I not DNF'd?
Because you suck.
I'm trying to work out the last time I drove. It's been so long that I forgot my pad is a rumble pad. DNF in the wall! DNF in the wall! There we go.
Sounds like a zombie from Minecraft.
Hello, Flux.
No.
Would you like to play a game?
Wrong film.
I don't care. I'm coming for you.
How you doing, Hypers, mate? You all good? By the way, hello, everyone. I feel like I just don't have enough pulse feedback. Should I turn it up? I'm gonna turn it up. Fuck it, I'm turning it up.
Oh shit, son! And that really actually hurts my voice. That's why I can't do it for too long.
Which way shouldn't go at all.
When I get this called. Oh wait.
Sub 13-year-old beast. PC noobs. How you doing, Callum? You all good, mate?
Is that an Xbox pleb?
It sounds like it's a PS4 flip.
PS4 basement dweller, don't you mean?
PS4 players tend to be the ones who sort of like come out with all shotguns going, "We're better, we're better, we're better," and then they realize that their like multiplayer network is just sort of awful. And then, yeah,
Well, PlayStation used to be better than Xbox back when there was no such thing as PlayStation Plus that required you to use that to play online. That's when they had the advantage, and now they got rid of that and made it the same as Xbox. That was made it better.
clearly not hypers. Xbox. Oh, he's an Xbox guy. We have the god called OMG, it's Joe. I've heard about him. He's quick, I've heard, but you know, apparently retires from a session before he crosses the line. I'm told.
Reggie, where are you?
Just sat here, just staring at P15.
I see you.
Okay, well,
Oh!
he loves AOR. I've heard the same actually.
Oh shit! The
Wouldn't it be nice if I could turn, but really, really can't because some kill me. Who did you kill?
I killed a Ferrari that just pulled across me, and I just went like, shit. Though I am streaming, I'll find the clip later.
What a start! Yeah, I know, right?
Oh shit! I had a great start.
Oh, here he is.
I have no front wing. I can't steer.
Oh,
I'm talking to you by the looks of that.
I've got no left wing. You're like a drunk RAF pilot, keeps losing his wings. I got hit! God damn it.
Oh shit! Brake! No wings. You can't do fucking Cops Corner.
No, you can't. Oh, Magus Beckers, by the way, you're about to find out.
Oh, there's Beef House. That's the guy I crashed into.
Oh, beef out.
Right, I will find the clip
What a
after this.
surprise, and I show up at Raggy and fuck up Raggy's race. Thanks, mate. I appreciate it, Stuart. Yeah, well, that's
I will
how he
find the
fucked
clip.
my network connection.
Stuart, subscribe to Raggy, quick, kill him.
Oh, please. Please don't.
Please, Sensei, have mercy.
Do, but don't kill my network. Yes, my dearest bug is fake. Fuck. It's too warm in this house. Warm in this house.
So I was going to get hotter over the weekend.
Bank holiday Monday, boy.
What? I've got a really boring bank holiday weekend planned.
Is it you behind me?
I've just pulled into the pits.
What's your weekend plan?
I am getting an oven delivered on Sunday, that is it.
Do you have Destiny 2?
I do.
Do you have it downloaded?
I can. I don't have the expansion packs though.
They're on offer at the minute.
I'm not getting expansion packs. Isn't it about to move to Steam anyway?
Yeah, well, they all fall within that.
Yeah, but I've got Steam credit. I've got like 30 odd quid on there. Oh, there's the Apex. That Amkasa guy, he really needs a kick. He just drove into the side of a Ferrari.
Julian isn't replying, so fuck it. So what? So fuck it. Fuck it. You can race. Okay, what?
Hazard, I'm the closest thing you've got to an admin for SRL. I say you can race. I can say I can't race because, I mean, have you seen me?
Someone's come up ahead of you. There's a yellow flag ahead.
Stupid question. What's the difference between a quid and a euro or a pound?
Not a
Euro
lot.
is a European currency. A quid is a British pound, and the currency value is about €1.50 to a single.
150?
What?
You've been living under a rock, mate.
Listen. I don't keep up with the currency exchange rates.
It's about 115, 112.
Sure. Check
It's dropped a lot.
Google it. It had dropped a lot when Brexit was first announced, but I'm pretty sure it's reset.
Oh, that little cunt.
That was a big one. Confirm you're okay.
Cheerio needs a ban.
Check it.
I just got brake checked by
Oh,
Cheerio.
alright, maybe it's worse.
I saw him going off slow. I think he'd kill someone else. Hey Siri, what is the exchange rate between pounds and euros? Uh, 110 euros is £1.
I was way up then.
I was pretty darn close. Siri is useless, but the other one is the one beginning with A that if I say she'll wake up.
What's her name?
I don't want to say. Cheerio's trying to take out some idiot.
Jordan, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that, mate. I've heard Cheerios needs moving anyway. So.
Yeah, he's just taken out some idiot. Or not some idiot, the guy behind him. Oh look, I found his profile. He's from Hungary. Ah. So I've just looked up his previous names. His previous names are Driver Cleaning, Fair Player, Better Player, and Driver Cleaner. Correct player as well.
Who's that for Cheerios?
Yeah. I'm just looking at his rep as well. It's just like, yeah. See you next Tuesday, see you next Tuesday. Loads of minus rep on his Steam profile. Let's see, harassing me. Yes, he's been harassing me. There we go. Deliberately. Can't spell deliberately. That's deliverably. Taking out other drivers in races. I don't suspect anything will ever happen from that report, but why not? What have you got to lose, eh?
Yeah, this is it, man.
See if I can find that clip.
Oh, I just completely come off. Let me go out this way. Hello, sexy. Where's your fella at? Huh? Yeah, fuck. No, I just whisked Wolf as a league, 'cause I'm an idiot. England. This game needs rear damage. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Love you. Have a good time. Don't get too drunk.
She's getting wasted, Reggie, and you know it.
Yeah, she is. And guess what happens when she gets back?
You get hammered by her,
Nope.
quite literally with a hammer.
Nothing happens.
There you go, Reggie. There's the clip of my start.
We're too old. Shit now. Isn't that right, Amkasa? You know all about that, right?
Yeah.
Excuse me. You can literally see. Yeah, Cherry Loose is his name.
Yeah. Just brake checked everyone on the start.
Yeah, I was involved in that.
I know.
You
I just went straight
immediately
through.
drove away. Oh, hold on, this is the bit where you actually kill someone.
Yeah.
And then, bam! Oh, that wasn't really your fault.
No, it's just I pulled out and suddenly there's cars coming across and go, I've got nowhere to go. Oh, I've got to get ready for it.
Alright.
It's around now.
Alright.
Alright.
Where is he?
I think he's
is
gone.
Oh, he's left already. Wow, loads of people left.
Hazard. Well, it doesn't kill Julian. He doesn't
Julian
know.
said no? Oh, okay, no worries.
If he doesn't
Feel
know,
sad man.
Raggy, just change your name to Crow.
Nicholas Longay.
Longu.
Drive. Yeah, Longay. You left?
Yeah, I've got a SRL in 15.
Alright.
I mean, to be fair, I've been technically streaming onto their channel all day, but I need to press the go live button because I don't want to stop my stream. I did that last week and it was quite annoying.
Oh, you got back in again. God damn it.
It's like he's waiting.
You know, right? Chat, first one to kill Cheerios.
Get a free sub
Free
from
can't
someone
give
else.
free
Oh,
subs.
what's this?
And Dave rejoined. Great, okay. Alright.
There's a bit special going on at the moment, a food fight. Through to the 2nd of September, cheer at least 200 bits to receive 2 of 35 emotes to throw in chat and gift emotes to others. Collect them all. So guys, everyone donate 200 biddies to Raggy. Go!
Invalidated.
Already? You're worse than me.
Yeah. Come on, car, blow up.
Do you not know how to crash, Raggy? Come on. We've been over this.
This is terrible. Just
You're not going fast enough.
there we go. I did it.
Oh, on the
Keep-
easiest bit.
Alright, bye again. For the 3rd time.
Bye!
Huh? Yeah, go there. I'll be
Right.
awake, but go there.
I'll go bye-bye as well. So,
Okay.
I should be back.
Enjoy commentating, mate.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have a slightly full grid. Guess I'm about to
Jeez,
find out.
toxicity, 100 people getting, 100 in-game people to take that guy out. Lol. Well, I mean, he's literally... You'll see on the start where he decides to start break checking people.
I'm gonna watch the start. Where's he
What is
qualified?
this unranked lobbies? It is unranked lobbies, but there are two individuals that are ruining it for everybody. So, now what we're going to do, we're going to change it up just a little bit. Chat, for this one race in particular, we're going to aim to kill Cheryus as quickly as possible.
Did
So,
say something about
the
Dave?
car you're looking for is in P7 currently, in the Haas, alright? The plan is, kill him. As
Did he
quick
say
as you
take
can.
out Dave as well?
Yeah, and Dave.
The guy behind him.
Yeah, Dave was
the
in the
Williams.
Williams last race. Dave is not in the Williams this race. Why is it that every Haas driver is dirty? Yeah, it's true. Alright, for this race only, you are allowed to kill Cheryus as quickly as possible. I can't just give them the boot. I can give them the boot, but what they're doing is I can only give them the boot if they're still in the lobby. I can't stop them if they leave the lobby, right? So we give them a message to say politely, fuck off. And the way that we do that is by taking them out. And I don't promote this at any other occasion except when somebody's trying to deliberately ruin our lobbies like this. And they are dodging me on purpose. So, remember, you're looking for the Haas that's currently in P7, Cheryus, kill him. I'm going to stroll off the start because I want to see this. There he is, he's still going, one more. He's still going. He's not dead yet, I'll have a crack at it.
Just go straight to the back of him.
Did I get him? Is he gone?
El
Okay, still
Dan
going,
has
still
retired.
going. Get him! Get him, he's not gone yet.
Die, die, die! Or
Is he dead? Where is he? Oh, he's right in front of me. He's not dead yet. Chat, we're not doing a particularly good job here of killing him, I'm going to be honest.
That's because I left Raggy. Right, I've got to go.
Alright.
See you in about an hour and a half, hopefully.
Look at him trying his so hardest. Ah, he still killed me. Oh my god. Alright, let's have a look. Let's see who's next in front of him. Refkin.
Turn that off. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Supreme Racing League Round 3, coming to you from the Sepang International Circuit here in China. On the screen you can see the track map. We've got 16 corners, 2 DRS sections. Pretty much a flat track other than turn 1, 2, 3 and 4, a little bit of up and down through there. Should create some lovely racing through there. We'll just have a quick look then at the track info. There we go, so 16 turns, race lap record is a 133, pretty much 133 on the nose then by Nicholas Longay in Season 7. Obviously that will be F1 2018, so things are going to be a little bit different. The compound tyres we've got today, we've got the C3 as the mediums, and C2 as hards, and C4 as the softs. Of course, inter and wets are here. Whether or not we'll use them, we shall find out for you shortly, but no more delay. Let's jump straight on then into the short qualifying, this 18-minute session. Let's get this underway. We unfortunately only have 9 drivers today. Hopefully we still have some good racing on our hands, as the first few drivers are on their way out of the pit boxes. We've got Tom Young in the Ferrari, Apaldi in the not Renault, that is a McLaren. That's slightly off track. Getting out of the way of Plexi there in the Racing Point. Corporal Carrot in the Renault. Muscari in the other Ferrari. Shadow in the other McLaren. Browning in Williams. Lemon in Haas. Or Lehman in Haas. Hazard in Mercedes. And as I say, Plexi in the Racing Point. Or Force India as it was once known. It's been known as many names over the years, but we'll stick with Racing Point. That's the name they've chosen for this season, so that's the name they will have for this season. Let's see, who shall we sit with on this first round? Let's have a look. Where is Muscari? Muscari's a little bit of traffic. He needs to back off this. It's so condensed, this field already. At the moment it is dry. It doesn't look to be changing. Nice blue skies up above. So hopefully we won't see any sudden changes of weather. Let me just turn this down, sorry. This should be a little bit better. Just turn the game volume down a little bit, so you guys can hear things a little bit easier. So yeah, we'll stick on board then with Scari in the Ferrari, and he'll take us around then on a flying lap just behind Corporal Carrot, a little wide in the exit. Hopefully he has it validated already. But DRS section then straight on down towards turn 1, 2, 3 and 4. Overtaking opportunities is here, and Corporal Carrot getting well offline there. He's going to make a mess of Scari's lap. That's kind of unfortunate there for Sky. The Corporal Carrot's all over the place, but through the exit of turn 4 is this little kink here. Power down up towards another little kink of turn 5. Not really a corner, this one. Hard braking into turn 6, this hairpin. And Corporal Carrot is so early on the race, so Sky's getting caught out left, right, and centre. And I think Sky has backed out of the lap. We'll jump up board then with Corporal Carrot, which goes round turn 7 and then into turn 8. And a little lock up there in the middle of the corner. He's taking this very, very carefully. Don't think he's too confident on these tyres just yet. Then through the exit of turn 10. Now a little straight up towards turn 11. Hard brake into the sharp left corner. DRS detection point for the back straight is just there. And then through turn 12, which opens up. And you just keep going and going and going. And through then turn 13 onto this back straight, this long back straight. You can't even see the end of it, it's that long. DRS coming open about a third of the way down. And it's crucial to pick your braking point perfectly here. It's just before the 100 metre board. There it is, slams on the brakes. No locking up, which is good. Just off the apex. Not too bad. Yellow flags as Apaldi is all over there, or Pildi is all over the place. Corporal Carrot then round the final corner. Shadow set the fast time with a 33.1. Corporal Carrot on the hards does a 36.6, and a bit slow there unfortunately, but it's a lap on the board, which is better than some people have got. Sky does cross the line eventually, but he'll have another go here and see how much of a gap has he left between himself and Corporal Carrot, because they came together last time. A bit unfortunate for Scary. Corporal Carrot is not too far away, hopefully. So Corporal Carrot is going slow, so hopefully Scary hasn't taken too much heat out of the sides, but Scary is through then on Corporal Carrot, or the Carrot Man. Strangely that the Corporal Carrot is not in a McLaren, but that's not my choice. Tom Young and Apildi are on the soft tyres. Tom Young's still in the pits. He has come out and gone back in. So we'll see what they are going to do. Apildi hasn't set a time yet. He's on another flying lap. He's going to be very low on ERS, already at 5%. And he's struggling with that car. One lap done on those softs, taking a bit of life out of them. He had a little spin, I believe, earlier on as well, which has taken even more life out of those tyres. Ascari in mode 0. Looks like he's backed off once again. Definitely not going for another fly. Let's have a look down field then. Plexi has just started a flying lap, throwing it through turn 1 into... I'm not entirely sure where turn 2 starts. I think this is turn 2 out here. Turn 3 is definitely down here. It's a bit windy. Turn 1 and 2 linked together. Then through turn 4, don't lose that back end. He held it beautifully, held the slide. Up then towards turn 6, this tight hairpin. You can see some overtaking, some people just going for the chances into that corner. And the other place you can see some overtakes potentially is on these fast chicanes, the 7 and 8. We have seen it before. I've definitely seen it before. It's really hard to get right, but if you can hang around the outside of 8, you're on the inside of 7, but then you're on the outside of turn 9 and 10, so it's a strange situation. You want to be on the inside of 7, but it's quite hard to get the inside line if someone's already there. Plexi now coming around, then turn 12 into 13, and then gets in the power down. He's just waiting for that moment. He's definitely not good using full throttle here. I don't know if you know, he's backed off, that's for sure. So he will not be going any faster. Well, he hasn't set a time yet, so he'll be on his way into the pits, I suspect. Or going for another lap. Let's have a look further up. What's the Ascari doing? Still in mode 0. What's Shadow doing? He's in mode 0, so he's not going anywhere. Where's the Carrot Man? He's in mode 5, so he looks like he's on another one here. Let's see, split is up by 4 tenths of a second, or nearly 5 tenths of a second. So he's not going to move up anywhere because Hazard's so far ahead. But at least he'll close the gap and make it a little harder for someone else to come into the gap between them. Lex across the line with 144 dead. And that shouldn't be too much of a problem to beat, in all honesty. But it's a time on the board, that's the crucial part. Best than 4 drivers achieved so far. Brownie's one of them. He's on a fly. We'll just follow the Carrot Man round the final corner. ERS is out, which is really going to hinder him here. He's not going to get that as much power down as you would like. He does improve by 8 tenths of a second. Stays third for now. Back on board Brownie going around the long right-hander. Brownie's going to be on unfamiliar territory. He's actually going to start in the top 10. So many times I've seen him starting outside the top 10, but getting free choice of tyres. We'll go for something a little bit odd. He will have to actually do a proper stress test today. I suspect it's going to be a simple medium hard. With the softs currently nowhere near the front. He should have no problem putting his car on the front row, if not the second row. I suspect his challenges are going to come from Hazard and Ascari, and hopefully we can see a nice battle during the race. But Shadow's actually still ahead of Brownie. Brownie's only done 1 lap so far. I believe Brownie had a couple. Shadow had a couple of stabs at this. Let's just have a quick look. And he did 1 lap on that, so yeah, Shadow did 2 stabs at it. Maybe it just takes an extra lap to get that more heat into the tyres to improve your time. Tom Young is back out on the soft. Let's have a quick look back down to him. He's on a flyer. As I say, he's on a flyer. He's still in mode 2 with a very high amount of ERS, and he's definitely not going for a fly. He's lifted off there already. Apildi is really running those softs. He shouldn't have a problem with beating 136.9 when it comes to it, but Ascari goes faster with 32.8. Apildi should be coming into the bits here. He's running out of ERS. He's been running mode 5 for quite a long time, I suspect, and it's just starting to hurt him. He's going to run out of fuel as well, so he'll be bringing this one into the pits any moment. Hopefully now. Yes, very slowly into the pits. Interesting. Let's have a look at Brownie down this back straight. How's he doing? He's running quite low on ERS himself. Down to 14% as you go into the braking zone. He's looking to get into the 32s. And I think he should be able to. If he's going for it, he is going for it. Round the final corner, power down towards the line, keep to the right hand side. It is into 32s, but not quite enough. Shadow is still ahead of him. And he's going to have to work out how he's going to get ahead of that man. And we've got 8 minutes left of the session, so it's... Well, Shadow's sitting in the pits on the medium tyres at the moment. Let's have a look further down. Is Tom Young going for it again? He looks like he is going for it again. On these soft tyres. He knows that the other soft driver is LPD. Down there in 7th. He's done a lot of laps on the soft, so he should be easy to beat. And hopefully, for his sake, and Philly's sake, he doesn't start on those softs because they are going to die after about a lap, if that. Flying laps tend to take out much more than a lap, around a lap and a half to 2 laps worth of tyre wear, because you're just running them so hard. Scarring is in the pits. I believe Brownie will be coming into the pits as well shortly. We'll start with them with Tom Young as he's coming down this long back straight. Fuel lights are flashing. Shouldn't be too much of a problem as long as you've got enough to get back to the pits after this. Up to the final corner he comes. What's he going to get? Is he going to get into the 31s? Is he going to get into the 32s? It's going to be 33.2, and it is good enough for P5 at the moment. Sort of the best of the rest, really. Obviously, those top 4. I didn't expect to see Shadow up there, so he's done a great job. And that could be the thorn in everyone else's side for those front 3 spaces. Someone's got to miss out on the podium when it comes to the race. Who's it going to be? We'll soon find out. Interesting enough that Lemon hasn't actually put a lap in yet. He's down there in a 9th place. He is out on a lap at the moment as he's coming up through turn 12 now. He's by no means a slow driver. He's definitely hit a new lease of life in 2019, and hopefully that new lease of life is going to give him a good qualifying here. 6 minutes left of the session. Really needs to put this up with those hard tyres at the front. He needs to get this into the top 5. Ideally ahead of one of the other 4. Especially with Track Evolution being on his side. He's coming to the pits. He's had enough. Or he doesn't feel like risking it. He'll probably now throw on a set of mediums, go for that one shot as we're in the calm before the storm. Let's have a look further back. Apparently is coming down the back straight. He's on an outlap on 3-lap-old softs. I think he might have forgot to change those over. Hopefully he comes into the pits. So he's still going to go. He's really going to struggle for grip now. These tyres are not going to be very forgiving. As I said, qualifying just takes out so much more wear out of your tyres than race pace does. And he's done 3 laps of qualifying. When in race you're looking at about 6 to 7 laps, and he's already shown how difficult it is with those tyres. He's offline there through the first few corners, and I suspect he can be bringing us back to the pits. Hopefully he still can have time to come out. The clock looks good for him. He's got 4.5 minutes left, but if he has a spin or anything or some damage, it might make it a little bit harder. That's not what he wants to do. We'll see if he can make it back to the pits. Tom Young is also out on track. He's bringing it back to the pit lane by the looks of that corner cut, because I can't work out how that can be allowed otherwise. And he has run out of fuel, but 4 minutes left. That won't be a problem for him. A couple of other drivers come out on track. Corporal Carrot is about to start a final lap. Plexi is also out on a lap. Plex. Corporal Carrot's going to start a flying lap. I'm still trying to work out names here. That's always fun. Corporal Carrot is starting his flying lap in a little bit of traffic there. I think that a shadow just behind him, so hopefully that won't cause him a problem. Lemon in front on the mediums. Alright, is Alpidi coming towards these final few corners. He is still running in mode 5. He does that all the time. And he might need to consider changing down at some point. If you're running mode 5 on the outlap, he's going to run out, as you see there. He's still going. I'm not sure what's going through his head in all honesty. He's going to start the race on these tyres, and there's a good chance he's going to have a puncher on the first lap. They have got to be absolutely dead by this point. But we'll soon see. Let's have a look at the Carrot Man as he's coming up to turn 11. So around these two corners, then he's onto this long back straight. There's yellow in sector 1, 2. It's not the man I thought. Hazard has retired. Where is that? Has he had a little accident? Don't expect to see him retire this early unless he just didn't fancy. He had done. He hadn't actually done anything really. He is P4 at the moment, and we'll soon see if anyone can jump him. Corporal Carrot coming around the final corner, power down towards the line. Can he jump up? He doesn't, but he improves. Our PD is coming around the turn 12 and 13, sorry. Really struggling for grip in that car. And he's not going to get back into the pits and get a new set of tyres on. This is it for him. He's going to have to start the race on 5-lap-old softs. I think we might be seeing our rear gunner here, in all fairness. He is really going to struggle for grip in the race. And he's well down 3.6 seconds on his previous best, whereas Lemon is off track. That is that's turn 5. He should be able to get round to start again, but he's got to get going now. He's got no time to dilly-dally. He needs to get that pace going. Brownie is on the rear then of the McLaren of Abidi. Abidi looks to be getting out of the way. Brownie's trying to come through. That's dangerous. Abidi should be getting out of the way at this point in time. He's most definitely not on a flying lap. Brownie has no choice but to keep going. Brexit goes fastest then with a 32.2. Brownie's lap has already been hindered, and he'll hope that it's not been hindered too much. Where is Shadow? Shadow's coming up to the final corner now. Can he get this up onto the top? Brexit does have another lap if he needs it. Shadow as well will have another. Shadow goes fastest then with a 31.966 is his time. Where's Tom Young? Miles away at the moment. Let's have a look at Brownie. Let's see. Is he going to get another lap in after this? He could. If he just powers towards the line, he'll get another lap in. Whether or not he'll have the ERS to do it, we'll find out in a moment. As he throws it into the hairpin at the end of the back straight. The Scurry just ahead of him. Scurry's about to start his flying lap. Brownie then coming around the final corner. Is he going to go quick? He gets another lap just about with 2 seconds to go. He backs out of it. P2 is his best. And hindered, unfortunately, by the McLaren of Abidi. The Scurry has just crossed the line in time to start. Tom Young, though, 3 corners left for him on the softs. Can he move up? Can he displace Hazard and get in front of him? We'll find out in a moment. Last corner for him. And he's going to come across the line, and he does. He jumps up to P4. Great lap then from Tom Young. The Scurry will be putting in a lap in a moment. In fact, is pretty much the only driver still on board. They're AIs. That's nothing to worry about. Lemon put in a very slow time with 2 minutes 30. I think he just wants to start at the back. Brownie's definitely bailed. Shadow doesn't look like he has bailed. Final corner for Shadow coming up towards the line. It's an improvement. Not a massive one, but it is an improvement. It's a 31.9. Pretty much a 31.9 dead. The Scurry, though, up by half a second at this point. Not enough to take the pole position. Half a second will move him up ahead of Tom Young. Needs to find another half second through these last few corners, really. It might seem hard to do, but we'll see if he can do it. 1 corner to go then for Scurry. Can he get onto that front row? No, he can't because he's in the pits. And that is the end of that then for Scurry. And I don't think Brownie's going to do anything about it because he's already at 1 minute 35. And so, there you go. Slightly anticlimactic. But Shadow takes the pole position from Brownie, Plexit, Tom Young, Huskari, Hazard, Corporal Carrot, Alpidi, and Lemon bringing up the rear. And we're just now waiting for Brownie to retire and we can get going. So that's all we're waiting for now. Or we can watch cars crash on their in-laps. Ooh, that was a good crash. So there we go. That is the end of qualifying. What does that mean for the race? We'll find out shortly. There you go, full confirmation of the grid. Brownie just 1/10 off the back of Shadow. Plexi in third on the mediums. Tom Young on softs in fourth. Ascari, then Hazard on the hards. Corporal Carrot on mediums. Alpidi on the softs. And Lemon on the mediums in ninth. Just putting in a lap time, really, in all fairness. And we will get that race underway for you in a moment. And it's looking dry, a little bit hazy, but still crucially dry. And that's kind of what everyone wants. A simple dry race, of which we'll get that race started for you as soon as we can, really. We're just waiting for all the drivers to make any finer amendments to their setups. Add a little bit of wing, take a little bit off. That's pretty much all they can do under park firmware conditions. Other than that, they can check the fuel levels, check their strategies, and well, we'll see how they get the go from here. Marby has joined us, so he'll be starting right at the back. But ones to keep our eyes on, I think, are Hazard and Ascari. Starting on the hard tyres, if they can stick with the pack, they could be within a very good chance of winning, because they'll go from hards to mediums, unless they're feeling extra crazy when they'll go hards to softs. It's not impossible, but it's a bit crazy, to say the least. So formation lap underway within. As you can see, we are joined by Oxygen and Marby, bringing our total to 11 drivers. And let's have a look at those tyres. So these two just joined us. We'll be starting on the medium tyres. I believe, I don't know if it got changed in the last batch or is going to be changed. They actually got to choose their setups. So that's good for them. They can have something they want. A little bit cheeky though, in all fairness, because they can set up a slightly more racy setup, something that's not too hard on the tyres. But we'll see how they get on. I mean, they'll be starting from quite far back. But I think I'll be surprised if we finish this race with 11 cars still, because we don't often. Okay, so just a quick look at those tyres then. So top three all on mediums. Tommy on softs, Ascari and Hazard on hards, Corporal Carrot on mediums, Alpidi on softs, and Lemon, Oxygen and Marby all on mediums. Alpidi's the one to be watching for. Those softs are really old. He did a fair few laps on those in the qualifying, so he might be really struggling for grip. Once this race gets going, he's really struggling on the formation lap. Just needs to get heat into those tyres. He just hit Lemon. And they got resets to the grid. Okay. Right, so Shadow will be leading around the remainder of the back to take up their position on the grid. And we should be getting this race with underway with shortly. So let's go have a look. Where's Marby? Marby will be the last man on the grid, taking up his place in P11. Can he produce a good race from here? We'll soon find out. I think the one to watch out from the back could be Lemon. He is a quick driver. Whether or not he'll be able to do it today, we're about to find out. As they're all in position and the lights are on. 5 red lights. They're off, and we're off then for the Supreme Racing League here in China. Little slow start then from a lead. Drops right to the very back. A little tangle as well there. Oxygen and a little like Marby. A little tank slapper going on there on the home straight. And everyone else at the front's cleanly away. Brownie's trying to make moves then on Shadow. Placing Tom Young fighting. And so is Ascari with Tom Young. Ferrari's nearly going side by side. It's gone board then. Ascari on the rear of Tom Young. And Tom Young's looking to make moves down the inside on Plexi. As Brownie's making moves on Shadow out front. Let's have a look at that from Plexi's point of view. Brownie's going to go round the outside then of turn 7. Gets a little bit caught off on the dirty line. Drops back then into P2. Meanwhile, Tom Young and Ascari looking to make moves on Plexi. A little bit of wing going flying there. Whose was that? Was that Ascari's? Oh, big hit to it. That's a Ferrari going off. And an Alpha going off. That is Tom Young and Oxygen both off into the wall. And a battle going on behind them as well. Marby and Lemon battling out. Hazard's not in the best start. He's down there in 6th place. Lemon looking, trying to make moves on Marby. There was a bit of front wing damage. Let's see. Whose was that? We'll have a look in a moment to see if Lemon can make a move on Marby. Marby's all over the place. Lemon is now alongside. Is he going to get the position through the corner? As Carrot and Hazard are swapping places in front of them. And Lemon is not getting the place. He's just hanging out to dry them by Marby. Back into 8th he goes. And Haskari's in the pits. Is that for a new nose? We'll soon find out. Carrot gets a little offline. Marby comes through. Is Lemon going to come through as well? It's going to be a 3 wide down the home straight. And simple moves there. Marby is ahead. Haskari has retired. Obviously front wing damage. Says that will do. I don't want to be in this anymore. I'm getting out. And Lemon and Marby side by side. Marby comes off the best, but he's lost the back end. He's kept it out of the barrier, but he's just lost the back end, and will now be spinning that back round, but he will lose places and drop him back. Then he will be to P8 as Tom Young and Oxygen are in the pits for new noses. Let's have a look. Hazard has nothing in front of him, and Lemon not too far behind. Let's have a look at the front though. Shadow is getting pressured once again by Brownie. Saw Brownie in an earlier race on this track. He did do the underfuel as well. He did that last time. But this time he started on the mediums. Last time he started on the hards. So we'll see how he can do on these. He's bashing up against Shadow. And there's the force in the Plexi. And you can see in the background just gone incredibly wide. Is he going to lose a place here? Don't think Hazard's going to be close enough, but Plexi will just be a little bit slow. And Hazard will be able to close up. As Corporal Carrot had a little off. He's just lost the place to Lemon. Or is that a building? I don't know. It looked like he just lost the place. Let's look back up front though, as Brownie and Shadow are still going at it. DRS will be enabled from this lap, but you won't get it until you get to that long back straight. Brownie sets the fastest lap then of a 36.248 in his pursuit of Shadow. Times for all the other positions are starting to come in. Corporal Carrot will be coming around the final corner. A little wide again from him. The bullet is in the pits. As I said, those tyres are shot, and they were shot the moment the race started. They had already had 6 qualifying laps on them, and that just shows how bad he treated those tyres during qualifying. He's already in on lap 3 of 28. Let's have a look. Tom Young and Hazard still going at it. Brownie and Shadow still going at it. Tight battles going on here. One mistake can cost you. And Lemon switching, trying to make a move down the inside, just nowhere for him to go at that point. And Hazard will hold on to P4. Let's look back out to the front then. Brownie and Shadow still going at yellow flag in sector 1. I'm not sure who's caused that. It might be a buildie. He's dropping back on Tom Young. I think it might have been because Tom Young is right on his rear. Let's look back though at Brownie and Shadow. Brownie's got DRS. He's in mode 0, so he won't be making a move this time around. Let's have a look at Lemon. He's in mode 4. He's fancying a shot, but I think he's a little too far back at this point unless he goes for an insane dive from this far back. And it would have been insane to go for it, although Hazard is off the apex. Lemon tried to come through on the inside, just no space for him to go. We've got yellow flags in 2 and 3. Who's causing that? Might have been Oxygen, actually. He just lost a bunch of time. Or was it Marby? Might have been both of them. Let's have a look. Hazard has got past Lemon then. Lemon, sorry, has got past Hazard then. On the home straight, Lemon up to P4 on the softer tyres, making use of that fact. And now, for Hazard's sake, he needs to hold on to the back of Lemon. Give it another 6 laps on the back of the Haas driver, then make your move. Those medium tyres will start to fall off soon. They generally fall off about lap 8 or 9. So that's what you want to wait. Wait till around 8 or 9, then get the jump on them. Brownie on the mediums, on the back of Shadow still. 0.3 is the gap there. As the gap at the back, Albedi and Tom Young, 0.249. And coming down as they come onto the home straight. He's probably got the drive off the corner. I don't think he has. He's still running mode 5. He really likes that mode. I don't think he knows how to change it. At this point you should be changing that down a bit. But let's leave him to do that. As we go up to the battle for the lead, Brownie and Shadow still going at it. As they are coming to the end of lap 4. Shadow is still your race leader, but not by a huge margin. They do have a nice comfortable cushion back to Blexit in third. 2.3 seconds is the gap there. Lemon is 2.8 seconds back from Blexit. Hazard has just dropped outside the 1 second window. As Blexit's going fast. He's the fastest man on track. 35.926 is that fastest lap. Hazard is 1.26 off the back of Lemon. So he's fallen outside that DRS, but he's got a comfortable cushion to the Carrot and Marby behind. Carrot is 17 seconds. Marby is 20 seconds off the back of Carrot. So a very comfortable gap for those guys. Let's just have a look at the gaps to leader. Let's see. So Albedi is 1 minute 12 off. So he's about 25-30 seconds away from being lapped. So hopefully he's not having any issues in front of these guys. If the front drivers pit, they will come out in 5th. Corporate Cat is just too far back, already 25 seconds off the pace. It's looking well, it's definitely a 5-horse race at the moment for the race win. The fact that Hazard is still hanging around is good, but I think it might soon become a 2-horse race as Shadow and Brownie will start walking off into the sunset together, leaving everyone else in the dust. 2.7 seconds is the gap to third between Brownie. Brownie's looking at someone down the inside of Shadow. He made it. I think he's going to have to... Oh, a little bit of contact there between the two cars. Around the outside he goes. Leaves a little bit of space on the inside. And he has that race lead. I didn't think he was going to go for it there. Shadow looks to go at the better drive off the corner. Brownie's even got DRS to go with it. And Lemon goes fastest. 35.9 his time. Now we'll see what has Brownie got. Can he start putting away from Shadow? As Yellow in sector 3. Is that Marby? Looks like he's just lost the place. That's Marby off track. And not a lot of wing left on that car after that. And this is down at turns E12 and 13. Tom Young's coming through. Doesn't collect, unfortunately for him. Albedi is all over the place in this McLaren. Where's Marby? Marby's slowly getting back on the track. He's in gear 6, that's why he's not pulling away. He needs to work out what he's doing. He's just lost a few places and a bit of wing. And the race leaders are coming up to where he is now. Brownie is 0.8 ahead. Shadow will have DRS. I don't think he's going to go for it. He's just so far back. Brownie can quite easily stick this in mode 0 and just drift on down the straight. Shadow is just going to be nowhere near to make a move. And it's much lower ERS than on Shadow than Brownie. Brownie is on 68%. Shadow is on 27%. Brownie has that 0.6 of a second lead. Marby hasn't pitted with that damaged front wing, so he'll be coming up to the back marker shortly. Brownie goes fastest, 35.756 is the fast lap so far. Lemon is starting to make gains then on Blexit. 1.2 is the gap there. But Arise is still looking at this battle for the lead. 0.4 is the gap between Shadow and Brownie. Can Brownie pull away? 0.6, 0.685. He's starting to just increase there. Can Brownie get away from Shadow? Can he break that 1 second window? Speaking of breaking the 1 second window, Lemon has broken it to Blexit. It's going to be tight when it comes to the DRS detection point in a few corners time. He might have just done enough. is right on the cusp as Lemon. Looks like Shadow might have a chance to get it. Brownie runs wide on the exit of turn 10. That's going to allow Shadow to just gain a little bit of time. And again, Brownie missing the apex. He's a little out of shape here. He just needs to get this corner nailed. If Shadow nails this corner, he might take the race lead. 0.351 is the gap. I think Shadow might fancy a little dive down the inside here into the hairpin. DRS is open. Mode 4 on the McLaren. You can see the man in front of him. Pulls out the slipstream and pulls into the lead. Brownie can't do anything about it from behind. Let's look at the battle from behind quickly. Lemon and Plexit. Lemon just closing up through the braking. 0.568 is the gap there, but the race lead is 0.235 and 0.33 now, as Brownie is working out what he needs to do to get past Shadow. He's got the ERS, there's not a lot of issues on that front. Lemon hasn't got the ERS though on Plexit. He's on 35, Plexit's in the 50s. And so Lemon needs to work out what he's going to do to try and come past. Marby is still out on track. And has he been lapped yet? No, he's about to be lapped by the race leaders. Oh! Brownie just sends one down the inside. Must have missed that. Brownie's back into the race lead then from Shadow. As they're coming out to the rear marker of Marby. Gets well out of the way. Good driving there from Marby. Knows what he needs to do. Just gets right out of the way of these guys and out of the way of the next guys. He's going to lose a lot of time, but he'll be given a good pat on the back for getting out of the way of the faster drivers. Whereas Brownie, he's still there. 0.469 is his lead over Shadow. Shadow will have... They've got a very similar ERS now. Shadow's gained a little bit back. 63 to 49. Brownie goes very defensive. He's just trying to break the slipstream, I think, though. Shadow is just nowhere near closing in. And they're now coming up to the next back marker. And that looks like Apidi and Tom Young they're going to come up to next. Hopefully they'll get out of the way, similar to how Marby did. Lemon and Plexit still going at it then for third and fourth. We're on lap 9 of 28. We're starting to approach the pit window for these mediums. They'll probably be coming in the next few laps, probably lap 12 I'd say. Maybe a little bit later. I think I saw Brownie do about 14 laps on his mediums earlier today. Marby 5-second stop go for speeding the pit lane, as Brownie is now right up onto the back of these rear markers. They're still not getting blue flags yet, so they don't need to actually get out of the way. They just need to be aware that the front runners are coming their way, and that, well, I mean, that's one way of getting out of the way. That's not getting out of the way though. Oh, that's the wrong way, sorry. Where is Apidi gone? Brownie's made a huge mistake there. Tom Young has retired. That's an even bigger mistake. Virtual safety car. That might have just saved Brownie actually. He made a huge mistake off turn 9 and 10. Whether or not he's put off by Apidi's mistake, I don't know. Apidi is still there. Marby drives through penalty, speeding out the virtual safety car. So Lemon and Plexi are right on the rear of Apidi, this rear marker. Apidi gets out of the way as the virtual safety car is still going. Plexi's going to have to be careful not to get caught speeding into the virtual safety car. Apidi is coming back at them. Plexi gets a 5-second penalty for ignoring a yellow flag. Oh! That was a swipe by Lemon. There's no two ways about that. That was a swipe by Lemon on Apidi. Further up, Shadow is in the pits. He's changed onto those hard tyres. Hazard somehow gaining position through the virtual safety car on Brexit. Brownie is currently your race leader, so we've just had a virtual safety car, one car pitted, which was Shadow. Hazard somehow getting past Plexit during this virtual safety car. I'm not sure entirely how he did that. Blakesy picked up a 5-second penalty for overtaking with the yellow car under the virtual safety car, which I think was Alpidi slowing down a little too much. And yeah. So, Branny, your race leader, Alpidi, 5-second penalty for crossing the pit lane exit white line. Brownie, race leader from Hazard, 12.4 seconds is the lead then for Brownie. Shadow had pitted, he's come out in 4th. Whether or not he's going to get the jump on Brownie, we'll soon see. Brownie will be coming in the pits the next few laps. Placing Hazard going side by side through the hairpin. Hazard has lost out then to the racing point. Hazard makes a move down the inside, then on Plexi up now into P2. But Plexi, if you could hold it around the outside, will get the inside into turn 3. And I think he's done it. Oh, a little bit of nudging there. Marby disqualified for going the wrong way. And so Hazard and Plexi still going side by side. And then through turn 6. Plexi still holds P2. Hazard is fighting all over the back, and his hard tires are starting to come into their own. Plexi was starting to lose pace on these medium tyres. As Hazard a little bit wobbly then coming off turn 10. He's still going to be in the DRS zone to Plexi in front of him. Brownlee's lead is now 13.7 seconds. He's in a little race of his own out front. So then let's see, is Hazard going to make a move here? He's in mode 4, he's going to pull in the braking zone. Is he going to go down the inside? He's looking. He's gone through a little bit of nudge there. He went quite deep into the corner. Just nudging the back end of Plexi there. Plexi's going to come round the outside of the final corner. No, he's coming straight to the pits. He's got too much speed. He has. And he's picked up wing damage. That is bad news. He just tried to carry too much speed on the pit lane entry. And that is going to hinder his race massively. Because he's now going to have to serve a penalty. He's retired from the session and all. So we are now down to 6 drivers. And Shadow is in P3. Whether or not he's net race leader, we're going to find out as time goes. Brownie is current race leader. Shadow has stopped. So once Brownie stops, we'll know who is actually the leader. I think Hazard has his work cut out. He's not out of it yet. Because he's going to change onto the mediums for his last stint. Whereas everyone else is going to be on the hards. So we'll see how that works out for him shortly. So Brownie 15.5 seconds in the lead, then Shadow is third, 6 seconds off the back of Hazard. I'm just starting to wonder when Brownie is going to come into the pits. Is he fancying it this time? No, he's not. He's staying out for a little bit longer. Alpidi is in the pits once again. Very much off the pace of everyone else, unfortunately. And it's starting to become a little bit of a quiet race, to say the least. Brownie has a very comfortable lead, 15.8 seconds from Hazard. Shadow has gone fastest of everyone, which is good news for him. We might see some action towards the end of this race when Brownie decides to come in. He'll have that slightly fresher hard tyre. Let's look at the gap to leader while we're at it. 21 seconds is the gap between Brownie and Shadow. Is that enough then to hold off the undercut from Shadow? We'll find out. Maybe this lap, maybe the lap after. Corporal Carrot's coming in. He is making his pit stop. His first pit stop. Let's have a look quickly at stops. Yeah, that is confirmation that is his first auction stopped earlier on, so he might be coming in again. I suspect he will be, because otherwise those hards will be really hurting. So just wait, see now, will Bradley come in this lap? Will he stay out for a little bit longer? Will Shadow get the undercut on him? Hazard should come through, but will Shadow? And Brownie is coming in then, in this lap for Brownie. Race leader. 16.5 seconds is the lead from Hazard. Right, where is Shadow? Coming round the hairpin, turn 14. Hazard will take the race lead, no two ways about that. Hazard's in his box. Brownie, sorry, is in his box. Out he comes. It's going to be tight. It's going to be really tight as Shadow goes through. Brownie is right there on his tail. Fresher tyres, but they're cold. It's the one thing going for Shadow right now. Brownie might be there, but he's just put these tyres on and they are going to be freezing, effectively. I know they're not freezing, they're probably about 80 degrees, but in comparison to Shadow's probably mid-90s, low 90s, they are going to be cold tyres. And Brownie has it all to do now. 0.584 off. But these corners could be what costs him if he can't get it going. It looks like he's done well. He's held on to the back of Shadow and will look to be making moves on him in a moment. As they come down this back straight then, Brownie is there. Is he fancying a move here? He's in mode 3. Now into mode 0. He's not going to make a move here. Just going to hang on to the back of the McLaren. I bet he's come in and put some softs on. Now, Brownie is right there on the back of the McLaren Shadow. Should be a simple overtake. Going to the inside then for turn 1. And he is through, and through comfortably in the Williams. Up into P2, net race lead. As that man just in front of him is Hazard. 3.2 seconds ahead of Brownie. This should now be, if Brownie can keep Shadow off him, it should be an easy win then. But we're only on 15 of 28. Fair distance to go, and anything is up for grabs. Hazard is in a good position just to come out into space and just walk home really. Oxygen is 40 seconds off the back of Shadow at this point, so it won't be too much of an issue for him. So Shadow is going to get DRS here. 0.8 is the gap coming off the corner. He's in mode 4. He looks like he's trying to close in. As I say, he will get DRS to do so, but he just will be nowhere near close enough to make a move. And 0.6 then is the gap in the braking zone. He will get a little bit closer here, but now Brownie's starting to close up towards Hazard. He's going to get a little bit of slipstream then from the Mercedes man, just to help him close up a little bit. Brownie goes fast, it's just to show what he's doing. As Brownie is on the back then of race leader of Hazard. Hazard still to stop. 15 laps on his hards. He should be coming in the next few laps. Yellow once again in sector 1. That's probably Albidi. And Brownie is all over the back of Hazard. I think it's only a matter of time before he gets past. So Brownie then in slipstream in DRS. Shadow is there as well. But looks like Brownie's going to make an easy move then on Hazard. He's going to go round the outside. Hazard tries to squeeze him. Hazard has the inside line. He's actually going to take the position back. A little bit of contact there. Pushes Brownie wide. On board with Shadow behind. Just having a good look at this battle. Brownie hitting that corner hard. Picking up some dirt. And is Shadow going to make a move here on Hazard as well as Brownie? Brownie's trying to go around the outside. Contact! There's a little bit of contact. They're just hooked up together. And that almost looked like a brake check. I don't believe there's any damage. Brownie's left the session. I think there might have been a brake check there from Hazard a little bit. But Brownie is now out of the race. Has retired. Which leaves Shadow to walk home really with the race win. Hazard is in second but still to pit. And we're only on lap 17 of 28. So Shadow still leading then. 2.2 seconds is the lead from Hazard. Should be pretty simple from here on out. Brownie has left the session after picking up damage after him and Hazard had a little coming together. Down at turn 1 just now. Oxygen 40 seconds off the pace down in 4th. We'll start closing up onto Brownie's. Brownie's an AI. Corporal Carrot down there in 5th. 21.6 seconds off back of Oxygen. And our PD is very much off the pace. He's a whole lap down already on Corporal Carrot. And probably won't be doing much from there. Let's go back up then to Shadow. 2.4 is his lead from Hazard. Hazard will be coming into the pits soon, and he's looking like he's actually trying to go onto the soft tyres. He's pretty much guaranteed P2, assuming he doesn't crash. Whether or not he'll have the pace to close up onto the back of Shadow, we'll soon see. He should be coming in at the next lap or so. Now PD picks up a 3-second penalty for corner cutting. Probably not going to cost him too much, being there in 6th place. Where is he on track? He's just going through turn 1. So, a fair bit away from our current race leaders at the moment. Oxygen is the one currently catching up to him. But let's have a look at Hazard. See how he's coping on these hard tyres. 17 laps in. So Hazard is in the pits then. Shadow's also in the pits. Is he just covering off Hazard? I think he might be. If he goes to softs, then yes, he's covering off Hazard. He knows he's got the lead over Brownie. Brownie, who is an AI. Not coming in just yet. Oh, that's interesting. Shadow coming out on mediums. Hazard going for the softs. This race isn't over. Interesting call then from Shadow to try for the medium tyres. Yes, okay, they'll definitely last, where the softs are going to be quite painful towards the end. But we'll soon see how they work out. So the gap between Hazard and Brownie 1.7. So it's about 2.3 seconds between him and Shadow. Once he gets these soft tyres switched on, he will start just reeling Shadow in. Extra grip he's going to have for the first few laps. It's going to be interesting. So 2.7 now. Ooh, a little bit of wobble there. That's probably a bit of internet connection wobble then from Hazard. 2.5 is the gap to Shadow. And I think we might see Hazard making an overtake in the next couple of laps. He will be closing in slowly but surely. ERS could be an issue. Shadow's on 70%. Hazard is on 45%. 2.5 seconds is the gap then between 1 and 2. Brownie is in third at the moment, but will be losing time and possibly just getting disqualified, or yeah, I think it's disqualified how they call it, for disconnecting. Well, not classified, should we say, not disqualified, it's different. It will be taken potentially by oxygen in the next few laps. But our focus is currently at the race lead between Shadow and Hazard. 2.4 is the gap there. Still, Hazard isn't closing in as much as he should do on Shadow. Shadow's just the quicker man at this precise moment in time. Is Hazard just trying to save a little bit up, save these tyres to have a hard dive at him for the last few laps. Just give him it all and see what he gets. Still 2.6 is the gap between first and second. Not too many penalties to report on for these current drivers. Alpidi's got a fair few. But I don't think anyone else won. I don't think they've got any other penalties, these front two. .3 is the gap between Shadow and Hazard. Hazard's starting to reel him in. He's just struggling a little bit. Shadow goes fastest. Hazard goes even faster. And that just shows Hazard is coming. He is on a tear. Let's have a quick look at that fastest lap. It's only just faster. We're talking less than half a tenth. And that just shows how well Shadow is doing on these medium tyres. But is he just burning off everything he's got? He's now got less ERS than Hazard. And that's going to start to play into the hands of the Mercedes driver. 2.2 is the gap now. Could it just be that Shadow put down everything on that last lap, whilst Hazard just drifted round, really? Less than 2 seconds the gap now. ERS levels relatively close, actually. 33 then for Shadow, 38 to 40 for Hazard. Hazard just has the nose ahead on that front. He's obviously got so much more control over this, as still no DRS going to be enabled here. 2 seconds is the gap between them, so he's just over a second out of range. As he's just lost half a second there. Not sure what happened to Hazard. Oh, it's just a little bit wobbly. He's a bit unstable on these softs. Maybe that's... have they got too much grip? I know that's a strange thing to say. He's just not used to how this all handles. And he's still struggling to close up to the back of Shadow. He's just dropping back now. It's not working well for Hazard. Is he just having a few latency issues? Is that what's costing him? He should be closing up like there's no tomorrow on the back of Shadow. He had that gap down to less than 2 seconds last lap, and now he's just starting to fall back. As he just resigns to the fact that he is going to be P2 and nothing he can do about it at this stage. Does have a comfortable gap to Brownie behind, who, as I said earlier, is disconnected. And Oxygen will be even further back. It's 50 odd seconds is Oxygen. So Hazard wants, he can go for a second set of softs to absolutely nail that fastest lap. And we'll soon see then. 3.1. Hazard is just dropping back. Has he just lost confidence in this car, or is he just really trying to save up everything he's got for a last few lap, a last chance salute? Can't believe he'd be saving up everything and dropping this far back. I would have thought, you know, save everything, you just sit in that DRS just so you've got that to pull you along a little bit. Use that to save the fuel, save the ERS. He's still hovering around that 3-second window to Shadow. Yellow in sector 2. I wouldn't be surprised if that's this man. Looks like it well may have been. He's just lost the back end again. And he's once again in the gravel as a pity. And he's going to come out right in front of the race leaders. He's going to have to be careful again. He's going to have dirt on those tyres. Last thing he wants to do is come onto the track, into the race leaders. And he's just gone into the wall. Almost unsafe there from our pity. So, currently out front is Shadow by 3.3 seconds from Hazard. Hazard on the softer tyres, but just unable to close up onto the back of Shadow, and has just been losing time the last few laps. Brownie disconnected there in third. He'll be taken shortly by Oxygen. So Hazard still 3.2 seconds off the back of Shadows. He starts lap 24 of 28. Only a few to go then if Hazard wants to make a move. I think he might be struggling now with the grip on his tyres. They've run their best course and he'll be starting to go backwards, I think, by this point. Alpini has come to the pits. He'll be getting a fresh nose cone and some fresh tyres. Once again, this is his... He's had 4 stops. This is his 5th. He has been involved in a lot of issues already today. I wouldn't be surprised if he has a few more before the end of this race. New nose cone once again going on that car. And he will be coming out, no surprise, in last place. He's having to use old hard tyres now. He's got that few left. Oxygen is starting to close up onto AI of Brownie as he picks up a 3-second penalty for corner cutting. It's just so good time to go on board with the Alpha Man. Brownie has disconnected, so it should be a simple overtake. He'll just drive straight through the middle of him. And through goes Oxygen, then up into P3, up into a podium. As Shadow is still your race leader, 4.4 seconds ahead of Brownie. Hazard, sorry. And Hazard, I don't think has any answers left for this. As we're coming towards the end of this race. It's been a pretty quiet race the last few laps. Had a fair few DNFs. Couple through incidents, 1 disqualification then from RB, driving the wrong way. I think that might be the case where he missed the pits and tried to drive backwards on himself. But it's looking like it is going to be a win then for Hazard, Shadow, sorry. And Hazard 5 seconds off the back, and I think he might just bring this one into the pits and get some fresh tyres on. He's got nothing to lose. Nothing to gain. He's got a 50-second gap back to Oxygen in P3, so even if he had a little off, he'd still recover that in second place. I'm surprised Shadow doesn't decide to just chuck this into the pits, but if he's currently in the race lead, so it's an interesting situation. Hazard is not making time up, and he's really struggling on his tyres. As you can see, he's just losing the back end. No grip left. Did he push too hard too soon? If Shadow wants to come into the pits and try for the fastest lap, he will, at the moment, concede the position to Hazard, who may... Never mind, Hazard just lost the rear end. There is no grip left in that Mercedes tyres anymore. Shadow is going to walk away and might actually see the gap at some point and go, oh, I'm going to come into the pits here. Hazard, I think, might be coming to the pits anyway. But Shadow may fancy coming into the pits, putting some softs on, getting that fastest lap. Is Hazard coming in? Plex has finally left the session. Is Hazard still going? No, he's coming into the pits. I think Shadow might come in this lap as well. He can then put some softs on and go for that faster lap, get that extra point. Crucial extra point at times. We'll find out if he's going to go for it. Surely he knows how far back Hazard is, knows the gap, knows he's got it completely covered by a good 12 to 14 seconds. Yellow in sector 3, that is nobody. Never mind. So let's have a look at Hazard. Come out on these fresh softs. I think first place is a bit out of his reach now, especially after that spin. Shadow, I reckon, will be coming in this lap, get some fresh tyres on. And action has kind of died off in the last few laps. Hazard tried to close up into Shadow, just didn't have the pace. He got it less than 2 seconds at one point, but then just started to fall back. Shadow has pretty much controlled this race since then. Hazard and Brownie had a little coming together at turn 1 that cost Brownie's front wing. As a result, he retired, and Shadow, as confirming my prediction that he was coming into the pits. Soft tyres will go onto this McLaren, and he will try for the fastest lap. Then on that final lap, Hazard will also be trying for the fastest lap. 1 extra point is available, which could be a big difference come the end of the season. It's so early on the season, you never know what's going to happen. So Shadow coming out on those fresh softs. Hazard miles back at the moment, but is also a fresh soft, so it'll be a sort of a... Hazard will get 2 laps of fast pace if he wants to go for it. Shadow will only get 1 chance to set the fastest lap. So we'll see how this goes. There's Corporal Carrot. Let's have a look at him. We've not looked at much of him today in the race. It's going to be a relatively simple overtake on Brownie. Brownie's an AI. Carrot will literally just drive straight through him. As Brownie won't be able to do much about it, and there we go, straight through goes the Carrot, and Brownie slides on back down to P5. He won't go any further back, so I bet he's just so far back down there in 6th place. Up here, he just lost the rear end once again. Through goes oxygen completely, crucially for him. Now Peter is not having the best day out there, sliding all over the place. I don't think he's built for this level of league. Not to say this level is massively high, he's just not massively good, in all fairness to him. He's trying, that's the crucial part. Hazard sets the fast lap of 133.53. That, in comparison to Shadow's fast lap, is considerably faster. Shadow will be on his final lap now, in his attempt to get the final lap, fast lap off Hazard. 13.5 seconds is the gap. Should be relatively simple to take. Shadow's got 1 chance for the fast lap though. Red fuel is up. And Shadow is coming up to turn 11 for the final time today. It's a shame that he couldn't get any TRS to better his time, but he will take the race win. That's pretty much guaranteed, unless something drastic happens here. Shadow just controlling it since the virtual safety car. Coming up to through the hairpin for the final time today. Yellow in sector 3. Is that Alberti again? Shadow then coming around the final corner. Is he going to get the fast lap to go with it? He does. It's 32.76. Hazard is not getting the final lap, fastest lap because he's currently off track. Where's Oxygen? What has gone on with Hazard? Hazard is just not having a good day today. Oxygen is relatively close, but just not close enough to make anything of that. Hazard just not in the best mood, I think. Final corner then for Hazard. Oxygen has run out of fuel. Corporal Carrot is going to get third place. As Oxygen is out of fuel, Corporal Carrot is going to stream on past him. And it's going to be third place and a podium then for the Renault man. Oxygen might even technically lose the place to the Brownie. Brownie, who may be an AI, Oxygen is out of fuel. He's not got long to go towards the line. Who's going to get it? The out of fuel Oxygen or the AI of Brownie? Looking good for Oxygen. He's round the final corner. Here comes Brownie around the final corner as well. Brownie is going to take it. AI of Brownie taking the out of fuel Oxygen. That's pretty harsh for Oxygen, but I don't think Brownie's result is going to count. It's still funny to see. And there we go. So Shadow taking the top step of the podium then for McLaren. And a relatively simple win in the end. Faster lap and race win. 26 points. Thank you very much. So let's have a quick rundown of those final positions. Shadow taking the win by 45 seconds from Hazard. Corporal Carrot, Brownie, Oxygen, and Napoli are the last finishers. DNFers of Plexi, Lemon, Tom Young, Haskari, and a disqualification then for Marby. And that is all she wrote. And as always, I will be back next week, I suspect anyway, with the Baku Grand Prix. So thanks for everyone being here. Join me then. Good night.